you wouldn't go and point out that the Democrats were funding Wuhan scientists to go and do gain of function research. He also pointed out during his first time around when he said to everyone, about Obama's citizenship, it was really to go and get the American people to look at the Kennedy airlift program, which fast tracked Mondani's dad and Obama's dad to get their offspring into the political system. Now, let me ask you this to the 184 viewers out there. Can you see yourself getting some kind of government program to go to any other country than having your firstborn become president of that country? That is unheard of. Thank you guys and have a great day.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Trump supporters do not have arguments, they just have sermons. Trump supporters do not have arguments, they just have sermons. And if we understand how immigration works here in the United States, American is American. American is American. When you're born here, you're an American. That is one of the qualifications to allow you to be the president of the United States. You guys just don't like the ones that aren't white. You guys just don't like the ones that aren't white. And the funniest thing to me is when Republicans make arguments and then they run because they don't want to hear rebuttals. They don't like being challenged. They don't like being challenged. They don't like being challenged because a lot of the shit he said there was wrong. A lot of the shit he said there was wrong. Well, here's the thing, LTD. Yes, birthright citizenship is constitutional, but then we're asking people who do not respect American values to be Americans. Which is crazy. We have immigrants who are coming over here and they understand our Constitution infinitely better than them, but they, for some reason, want to degrade their citizenship here and their status here. It's really embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. But anyways, W's to the constitutionalists in the chat. W's to the constitutionalists in the chat. Vito, did you vote for Trump?
It's Vato.
Okay. Battle, did you vote for Trump?
Hector. Hi, Hector.
Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Is it Hector or Hector?
Hector.
It's Vato.
I said Vato.
You said Vito.
And then you said it's
But
Vato. And then I said Vato.
Besides the point. No, you said Vito again. Besides
I said
the
Vato.
point. So, you said Vito. So, besides the point.
Not.
So, very interesting.
You want me to prove it?
Indefensible.
Do you want me to prove it?
No, let's move on.
No, I'm going to prove it.
Bored. Move on.
I'm going to prove
Bored.
it. It's fine.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead. It's your life, baby. You do what you do.
Yeah,
do
cool.
what you do. I want to hear my voice.
I don't call your wife, baby. Don't call me that. It's weird.
I have a husband
or something. Oh, okay. Call your husband.
Actually, three of them. But okay. I don't want to get all.
Get six more. Get six more. I don't want to be. I don't want to be one of your husbands. So
yes, you do. I like chocolate.
It's crazy. Good for you. Good for you, boss. Anyways. Better than them, but they for some reason.
Love chocolate
in the chat. W's to the
Hershey's chocolate. Maybe if I could dive chocolate, even better.
Vito, did you vote for Trump?
It's Vato. Chocolate is where it's at, man. You know what?
Okay. Battle, did you vote for Trump? Bam. There you go.
Hector. Once you go black.
Did you hear that? Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Or were you too busy talking? Did you vote for Donald Trump?
You're gonna need a wheelchair.
Yeah. Did you hear it? Or were you too busy talking? I just played it. I just played it back.
I'm too busy looking at your beautiful chocolate face. So let's have a conversation.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna move on with this conversation when you can see that you lied. That's what we're gonna do. You can keep flirting with me. I'm not interested. No means no. No means no.
Yeah, you are.
No means no.
No, it doesn't.
So now when okay. Well, now I'm not talking to like rape apologists. Oh no. No. We don't do that. No, we don't do that.
Yo.
Well, off to our first start. Closeted gay Trump supporters loving chocolate. Cash flow. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
And do you regret your vote?
No.
Why is that?
Do you know how much good he has done for us?
Guess not. You can tell me.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, by saying us, my bad. I'm speaking about me and the people of Israel. So I'm sorry if, as an American, you don't feel that way. But if you actually paid attention, you'd be able to see.
I don't talk to Zionist. I'm establishing more rules and boundaries. One of them being, if you're a Zionist and your priorities is Israel over America, then, no, move to Israel. Move to Israel. Go have fun in Israel. Donald Trump is bragging about polling high in Israel, 99%. He's considering becoming the prime minister when he's done being here in the president of the United States. Move there. You can get even more. Go ahead. Here, we're Americans. Here, we're talking about American policies that benefit Americans. And if you're a Jewish American, that'll benefit you. But if your entire thing is going around platform to platform, sucking off another country in their interest, do it somewhere else. Do it from somewhere else. See all the food piling up, not distributed to people in need? Do you guys remember when 500 tons of food was incinerated under the Trump administration because of Doge? Do you guys remember that? It was like those like freeze-dry kind of biscuits. 500 tons. The Trump administration, under Doge, and their orders rather incinerate, which costs additional money, by the way, about $1 million worth of food that could have went to people who needed it. They rather incinerate it than send it out. And again, I want to emphasize, it costs money to incinerate the food.
God bless you.
And the money we would have spent, thank you so much, Jessica, for the gifts. Hope you're doing well. And the money that we would have spent to incinerate the food, we could have also spent sending it out to the people who needed it. And now we're going to have increased food instability to the regions that we were trying to help. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Trump supporters request up in the box. You are the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you can call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. Thank you guys for knocking out the gift goals there. We're going to continue to go ahead and reset them till we get boosted out on the FYP. If you haven't shared out the live, when should be at least 50 shares. Share the live. Get it out to as many people as you possibly can. Repost and give it a good add to your story. Also, make sure you're sending your daily heartbeats if you haven't already. And it looks like we have someone in the request. Hold on, let me get them up here. We're going to get a lot of trolls today, I can already tell. Look at this account. Crangies, I don't know how to say your name. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, sir.
And do you regret your vote?
No, sir.
Why is that?
Because I'm happy with the job that he's doing.
Okay.
And I think even on his worst day, voting for VP Harris.
Yeah, let's do the first part.
In my opinion.
Let's do the first part. You're happy with the job he's doing. Can you give me something specifically that you're content with?
I'm content that he tried to do tariffs. I'm content with what he's doing with immigration. I'm content with him fighting crazy men that want to be in women's sports.
You're content. You opened up with being content with him trying and failing to do something. That's wild.
No,
That's
he didn't fail.
He
did not fail.
I think he did. He ran off of blanketed tariffs. No, he ran off of blanketed tariffs. He tried to weaponize it in several different fashions, some of which were found to be unconstitutional, not only by the Supreme Court, but the International Trade Court. So, fail.
Yeah, but that's not his fault. It's not a fail because of him, in my opinion.
It is a fail because of him, because you ran off of broad blanketed tariffs and you can't even
If they would have left it alone,
it's not about...
He would have still been doing tariffs, right?
Do you understand why they didn't leave it alone? Thank you.
Because they hate Donald Trump, yeah.
Because it's unconstitutional.
Okay.
Because his methodology of broad blanketed tariffs
you want
not
the same old thing.
The laws.
You want the same old. We wanted to try something different.
I want the
tariffs.
laws to be respected. That's what I want. And Donald Trump.
Oh, you like laws to be respected? So then you're against illegal aliens in this country?
I'm sorry. Any person who is undocumented here in the United States, depending on their status, is subject to deportation. The Trump administration is not prioritizing those people, though.
So you agree that people that aren't from here shouldn't be here?
It's not about agreeing. It's the law. What did I just say? Did you hear what I just said?
Yes, I heard what you just said. I wanted clarification. Is that okay?
What do you need clarification on? Undocumented migrants here in the United States without any lawful status are subject to deportation. The caveat that you guys like to conveniently leave out of the conversation.
You're just stating the law.
The caveat to everything you guys keep bringing up in this conversation is the fact that they're still afforded due process. And it's that due process that we would use to determine if that person is here unlawfully or not. Even in expedited removals, I'm sure you're aware of that, there is still due process in those fashions. You can still claim asylum. Individuals have not been able to do that under the Trump administration.
Is it a crime for them to be here illegally, yes or no?
It is a crime when a court determines it is a crime, yes.
So if they're not caught, they're not committing a crime.
Huh?
So if I murder someone but I'm not caught, I haven't committed a crime. Is that your logic?
You haven't been convicted of the crime.
Oh my gosh, liberal logic at its finest. Have a good day, sir.
What did I lie about? Did he run again? Are we doing this again?
Why are you running?
Is it gonna be another
Why are you
day of
running?
these guys? Are we serious right now? Are we serious right now? You want to talk about crimes? Let's talk about ICE agents murdering people in the streets, murdering Americans in the streets. ICE agents who are not authorized to interact with Americans unless they're impeding on their operations, and they're dead because people get in their feelings. You want to talk about legality? You want to talk about crimes? Let's start there. Let's start there. Let's support how you guys support a police state. You guys support state-sanctioned gang members with badges barging into your homes, ruining your neighborhoods, and killing your people. Just saying. What's up, Ford? Just saying. Trump supporters request up in the box. You are the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, we call the number on screen 737-295-5321. And yes, people want to talk about crimes. People want to talk about crimes. Tell me about the immigration laws. Tell me about improper entry. Tell me about asylum. Tell me about deportation proceedings. You want to do that? You want to do that? You want to do that? Just saying. So, wait, what? How did a kid that was brought at 3 years and now been living here for 35 years is a criminal? Well, if you, I don't know what you mean by that specifically, but no, yeah, they would literally go down that route. They're literally criminalizing children. They want to do away with things like DACA. You know, the funny thing that I actually learned quite recently. How many of you guys have heard of the allegation that Kamala Harris didn't support Christmas? Have you guys heard that one? That Kamala Harris was anti-Christmas? The Christians went crazy with that one. They said she hates Christmas. See, she hates Jesus and those values, right? So I remember looking into this claim specifically. It was the funniest thing ever. So if I'm not mistaken, this was back in 2019 or 2020 when she was speaking on behalf of DACA recipients. And there was something that they were trying to legislate specifically in Congress. I want to say the Dreamers Act. And what she was saying is because of all those children who did not have that protected status, those children that Congress was just conveniently leaving behind, her specific wording was, how dare we say Merry Christmas when these children are blah, 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 right? That was the context that everyone left out of the conversation. It was like, how dare we say Merry Christmas when these children cannot have a Merry Christmas? And then everyone took that and said, Kamala Harris is anti-Christmas. First and foremost, I hope we do know this. I hope you Christians actually do your history and read your book. Christmas has pagan roots. Christmas isn't a Christian holiday. Literally rooted in paganism. These celebrations that you guys put out with your trees and your decorations, so on and so forth, are pagan. So there's that, if we want to go down that route. Secondly, what she said was 6,000% correct. And Kamala Harris still celebrated Christmas afterwards. You missed the point that she was trying to make, so you can get your little clip and you can blast it everywhere to align her to be some kind of anti-holiday individual. It's weird. It's weird. They hate being reminded of their heathen roots. Yeah. It's a thing. That and Coca-Cola Santa. Don't get me started on Santa Claus. Anyways, Trump supporters request up in the box. You, the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, we call the number on screen 737-295-5321. This is reminder time. I have a video that I wanted to remind people of that exist. So this is just an important piece of information I want people to really remember when it comes to specifically the Republican Party and their supporters. The internet is forever. That's the lesson of the day. The lesson of the day is the internet is forever. Okay? And I'm going to show you how. These are clips taken over the years
God bless you.
of various Republican officials and their sentiments on Donald Trump. And just in case some of y'all forgot, we're going to play it. We are going to play it once we address this guest here. This is probably going to be another troll. I'm banking on it today. Gigi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
And do you regret your vote?
Hell no. That's daddy.
Oh, okay. So you have 3 daddies?
Who's the other 2?
I mean, imagine you have a biological father. You may have 4 if you have a
Mm,
stepfather. You referenced
I
Donald Trump as a daddy, so that would be your second, right? And
I
then,
don't know who my biological dad is.
I mean, it doesn't
I
change the
came from
fact
a
that you would
sperm
have
bank.
one. You would still have one. And then the third
Yeah, I don't know
one
him.
would be like, I'm assuming you're like, what are you religious?
I believe in
God? The
um
Abrahamic God?
I believe in Islam.
Yeah, same God. So yeah, boom, you have 3 daddies.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all my zaddies. Like I love Islam. I love promoting terrorism. And then I also like Donald Trump. He's my main zaddy. And then I don't know my biological dad.
You love promoting terrorism in Islam, right?
Yeah, I love that shit.
So you go off that book that they have. Can you tell me what verse promotes terrorism?
Yeah, I like the part where you just go kill innocent people
No,
if
no,
they
no, no,
don't
no,
follow the
no, no,
religion.
no. You said you love promoting Islam, and Islam promotes terrorism. Can you tell me
Yeah.
what verse in that book
Yeah,
promotes
it's verse
terrorism?
47 where you
Oh,
strap
it's
a
verse
bomb to your
47.
chest
Oh, it's verse
and suicide
47.
bomb.
Yeah, there would be like chapters and segments and everything in that
Yeah.
book. Can you go ahead and give me
Oh,
that verse?
is there chapters and segments? I
Yeah.
like the part where you blow people up. That's my favorite part of it.
Oh, yeah. So it looks like you don't know anything about that book. You don't know anything about Islam, and
No,
you
I
have
like
no grounds whatsoever to speak on behalf of those people.
I like
Sounds
Afghanistan.
like you just came up here to be Islamophobic because you actually have no argument. Fun fact, you want to talk about blowing people up since that's such a huge concern to you. Let's talk about the over 156 children that were blown up by the Trump administration that they're still dodging today, even though it was proven by a U.S. preliminary report put out by the Pentagon that they were the ones who did it because we're the one of few people who have Tomahawk missiles. You want to talk about that kind of terrorism, or you want to go back to Islam in the book you don't read?
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. It's not surprising to me in the slightest that Trump supporters support terrorism, and they project it onto everyone else. The United States is the #1 sponsor of terrorism in the world. I want to remind everyone of that. Anyways, Trump supporters request up in the box. This guy's loading up here. While he's loading up, because he probably won't, I'm going to play this video. I'll put the video in the chat for you guys on YouTube.
Who you are, I don't know why you like this guy.
Whatever he does, he accuses everyone else of doing. The man cannot tell the truth, but he combines it with being a narcissist. A narcissist at a level I don't think this country's ever seen.
And my concern is that he would grab up that power and really treat the country as sort of his little bully fiefdom.
Donald Trump is everything I taught my children not to do in kindergarten.
He's been exploiting working Americans for 40 years.
He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot.
So you think the United States is terrorist and you support, don't support the United States? Is that what it is?
You know, Donald Trump the other day said that it, quote, if he tells a soldier to commit a war crime, the soldier will just go do it.
How gay are you? Like,
I don't think
how wide is your bubble spread open?
Has even read the Constitution.
Like how many dongs have you shoved inside that thing?
Really quickly, guys, that was not the video. That was a weird guest that we have up on the panel asking me butt stuff questions.
How many dongs do you shove in there?
None of them, Jeff. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
So do you support the United States?
I'm sorry, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Do you support the United States of America?
You didn't answer my question yet. You came up
you
here
said
concerned
you don't
about what's in my a-hole.
You don't support terrorism.
So go ahead.
You said the United States was a terrorist nation.
Do you want to answer my question yet?
Do you support the United States of America?
Sponsor of terrorism. That's what I said.
Look, how many dongs do you shove up your butthole?
Yeah, I don't know why you're so concerned with goes up my butthole.
Why are you so gay?
It's really weird. It's really weird.
I
don't know why you're
dude.
projecting.
You're fucking gay.
I'm actually heterosexual. I don't know why
you're
think
gay,
I'm
dude.
that. Oh.
You're absolutely gay.
Am I now?
Yes.
You really would like that, wouldn't you?
You're fucking gay, dude.
Oh, I'm a fucking gay. You would like that, don't you? So
you're
every
so
day
gay.
when you're in here chirping stuff in the comments, concerning yourself about how far you can ram things up my butthole, do you often think about what do you think about lubing it up with?
Do you support?
Do you use ghee
of America?
Is it coconut oil?
Do you support
or just plain old Louis? The
United
synthetic stuff is
States
very dangerous.
of America?
Maybe aloe vera. Are you an aloe vera kind of guy? Natural guy. I assume,
Do you
right?
support the United States of America?
Hey, niggas use ghee. I'm just saying they use ghee.
I know, nigga.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh,
Do you
yeah. I know. Just little
States
racist. Little racist. Hey.
Come on, nigga.
Jeff. Can you lock in, bro? Can you lock in? Can you address my question?
Nigga, please.
Oh, you can't address my question?
Do you support the
How
United
sad.
States of America?
How sad. Stevie-O, did you vote for Donald Trump? Stevie-O, did you vote for Donald Trump? They use spit. Don't they have like tobacco all up in their mouth? Stevie-O, did you vote for Donald Trump? I will invite you to unmute and give you 10 seconds to respond. 10?
I did.
9?
I voted for Trump.
There you goes. And do you regret your vote?
No.
Why is that?
Trump's the best president we ever had.
Cool. So if you're going to say Donald Trump is the best president we've ever had, then you can use certain metrics to compare him to previous presidents, right?
Yes.
Go. Give me a metric to support the claim that Donald Trump is the best president we've ever had.
I love Donald Trump. Trust
Listen,
my daddy.
I would really rather you guys not come up here with your like homosexual rigmarole. Like I get it, you love him, that's cool. Love is love over here. We don't mind. I would ask you to, pick different people to be attracted to and fawn over, but that's your business. Can you address what you said and give me a metric that would support him being the best president ever?
Yeah.
The floor was the floor is yours. I'll give you time. Oh, never mind. He ran.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
The weirdos are out to play tonight. This evening. The weirdos are out to play this evening. Goodness freaking gracious. It's been a hot minute since I've had one just straight up come up here and concern themselves with my bunghole. So at least they're coming out, right? Coming out the closet. Anyways, we'll finish this video.
Constitution. A toxic mix of demagoguery and mean-spiritedness and nonsense.
I just cannot support Donald Trump.
That's Susan Collins.
Donald Trump is a delusional narcissist and an orange-faced windbag.
Donald Trump is a con artist.
He doesn't know the difference between truth and lies. He lies practically every word that comes out of his mouth.
I think he's a kook. I think he's crazy. I think he's unfit for office.
They all knew then. They all know now. They all knew then. They all know now. We need to go back to calling people windbags more often. I co-sign that. I co-sign that. I'm trying desperately to find this video. The one I just shared, I'll put it in the I put it in the chat over for the YouTubers, and I'll put it in the live chat on the Discord. And there's more. I've been seeing a ton of those. That same organization makes a bunch of them. I've seen different politicians in there. I've seen a lot more Marco Rubio. I've seen JD Vance. There's a bunch. There is a bunch. I can put it in the. I don't think it'll work if I put it in the chat, right? I'll put it in the chat and y'all see if you can do it. But yeah, there's a bunch of them. There is a bunch of them. There you go. See if you can copy and paste that. What's up, Jennifer? See if you can copy and paste that. But there's a link in the chat for those of you on TikTok. I want to go back to what Lindsey Graham said when he said he is a race-baiting, xenophobic, don't remember the last one. And I think that's a really good example of the Republican Party at this point. So oftentimes it is projected onto the left that we are a bunch of race baiters, that we are so focused on identity politics over real policies. The problem with that is, as we've seen with countless individuals that we've spoken to on this platform and others, is that we can't possibly be the ones so hyper-focused on race when they're the ones who are consistently trying to step on and negatively impact those demographics of people. We can't possibly be the ones hyper-focused on race when one of the huge arguments that Donald Trump used against Kamala Harris in 2024 was the fact that she just happened to turn black. Bro went to the National Association of Black Journalists and said, they're taking your black jobs. Black jobs. He associated race with the field of work. Sounds pretty racist to me. Now, it's one thing if you're going over certain numbers and say, hey, this group of people typically concentrate in this, but that's heavily dependent on area, right? Or what races of people overwhelmingly represent certain fields. That's a different conversation. But he said they're taking your black jobs. He said Kamala Harris happened to turn black, called her a DEI hire because he inherently believed that she was stupid, and then said something completely different in private, as was confirmed by Kamala Harris's 107 Days book. So how is it possible that the left is race baiting when the left is simply saying, leave different races alone, leave black people alone, leave brown people alone, leave Asian people alone, leave them alone, leave them alone, treat them the same way that any other person would be treated, and we wouldn't have a problem. But instead, the Trump administration quite literally launched a form of a race war in the forms of them gutting DEIA policies, in the form of them gutting Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act of 1965, in the form of them going after, above and beyond, after specific individuals, some of the most well-accomplished, specifically black women that we've seen in the government. We can look at Ketanji Brown. We can look at Lisa Cook. We can look at Letitia James. Must I keep going? User, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Of course, I love Trump.
Oh my God.
Why?
What do you love about Donald Trump?
I love his foreign policy.
You love his foreign policy. What does that look like?
I love it. What do you mean?
What does that look like, his foreign policy?
What does it look like? Well, you can't look at a foreign policy. It's something you learn about, right? Like, you don't look at a sheet of writing, you read it. Okay.
Okay.
So if you can speak in clear English, because
Okay.
I don't understand.
I'm speaking very
Ebonics,
clear
okay?
English. I can look at his foreign policy.
Yeah, that's just not how the word look works.
What is the policy?
I don't speak Ebonics. Can
What
you,
is the
change
policy?
like that, maybe? What'd you say?
What is the policy?
See, that's how you ask the question. But yeah, I love the fact that he's bombed the hell out of Iran.
No, that's not what I asked you. I asked you, what is a policy?
What is a policy?
Yeah.
A piece of legislation, my friend.
Piece of legislation. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. We can also say a directive, orders, execution. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
So therefore, we can look at Donald Trump's foreign policy.
Okay.
We can
Listen,
look
I
at
just
it
love the fact
through
you bombed
his
Iran.
actions. We
Okay.
can look at it through his directives, his changes to how we
Yeah, I think
interact
so.
with other countries and their affairs. Specifically, would say USAID. Would you say Donald Trump had a foreign policy initiative when it comes to USAID?
Lucky for you, actually fluent in
It's a yes or no
yapping,
question.
so I can actually respond to
It's a
all
yes
the
or no
bullshit
question.
you've blabbering.
It's a yes or no question.
He's absolutely amazing. I love Trump. Yeah.
That wasn't my question. Do you think Donald
No.
Trump has a foreign policy on things like USAID?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. And what is that policy?
Dude, I came up here to explain why the Iran war is a great thing. Okay,
Sure,
not-
that's
not
fine.
to
But then you
explain-
decide to do all
you're
this
flying
other
me
stuff,
off,
and
bro.
now we're just exploring your level of
Yeah, you
intelligence
asked
here.
me- you
So
asked
once
me.
again,
I'll respond
once
now once
again,
you ask me why I
if
love
you
the Iran
think
war.
Donald Trump has foreign policy on things like USAID, that is something that he didn't specifically legislate, right? Can you tell me what in the big beautiful bill did he have specifically written by Congress for USAID, or was it more so
cut the
him
shit out of
giving
it.
Doge, or was it him more so
Like
having
military
Doge
force.
go in and gut
Sniffed
these
it.
programs under false allegations of waste, fraud, and abuse? That is something we can reference as a quote unquote policy. However, you said we can't look at policy. Do you remember when you said that?
Yeah, you can't look at it.
Do you
can
remember
read
when
it.
you said that?
I don't speak Ebonics. I mean,
Wait,
I'm sure
you
someone
can't
else
look
here
at it,
can
you can
speak
read it.
Ebonics.
Okay.
Yes. there
Okay,
you go.
cool.
That's
So
the attitude, my
I
friend.
want you to close your eyes and I want you to try to read what's on my screen.
Read what's on your screen. Black person.
Nope.
I don't see any
Wow.
other
That
one.
makes sense. You can't read.
I can't read, yeah.
Oh, I mean, you're a horrible troll, but that was funny. You're a terrible troll, but that was funny. So according to you, you can't look at policies. You can read them.
I have no idea how
Got you. Cool. Chat. Quick experiment. And to be fair, this excludes people who read Braille, okay? Can you guys read things that you can't see? I'm curious. How many of you guys can read things you can't see in the chat? I just want to know. I just want to know how that works.
All right, bro. Are you gonna like keep yapping? Or
So here's the
can you,
thing:
like, ask me
when I ask my questions, if you guys chose to give me specific answers and got straight into the merits of your argument instead of doing all this extra shit,
my God,
we wouldn't
like,
land in these positions to where I have to insult your intelligence. If you focused on Iran, and you focus on whatever your belief system is with those actions in Iran, instead of doing the stupid shit you did at the beginning of the live, we wouldn't be here. But you've proven that you're apparently can't read, your comprehension skills are even worse, and you don't know anything. So give me a reason to continue to engage in a conversation with you about someone who looked at me in my face over the screen and said that you can't look at policies, you can only read them. Give me a reason to continue to engage with someone like that.
All right. 1 sec. Let me. Okay. All right. I have a good idea. All right.
No, contacts do not act as eyes closed, Gemini. What is wrong with you? I don't know what that is. That's weird. It's a weird sound. Okay, he has nothing. Trump supporters request up in the box. You are the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. And if you're over on the tube side, you can call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. I am clipping that. Let me make sure I put that in the thing. Thank you, Lisa, for the 100 coins. W's in the chat to you. Guys, knock out the chili peppers to help us get boosted on the FYP. And thank you guys for getting us to 100,000 likes. Continue to double tap that screen if you haven't. Continue to double tap that screen if you haven't. The best way to support the platform is going to be the links in the bio, of course. Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo, Hector Talks with 2 R's, or PayPal, Hector Pal with 2 O's and 2 R's. Those of you over on the YouTube side, please hit the like button on the stream, subscribe, and turn on notification bells. And if you want to support the platform, super chat, super sticker, or consider becoming a member. Can we get someone with like this much, like at least this much effort? Can we get someone with this much effort? Because like y'all just being gay and weird doesn't really help. Let me do 40-minute mark.
God bless you.
There we go. Thank you, Lisa Pizza, for the gifts. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Hector, lower the standards a bit. I guess I have to. I mean, technically, every day I open this platform up to speak to them. That's kind of already setting the bar very low in and of itself. So there is that. I don't know why you're back in the request, bro. Did you think I was going to let you back up when you have no argument and you resorted to racism and whatever you were playing out your mic? Like, where's the people who are pro Where's the people who are pro-immigration? Mass deportation. Where are the people that are pro large tax cuts concentrated to the 1%? Where are the people that are pro, I don't know, gutting black people's voting rights and their access? Where are those people? Come up with those arguments. That would at least be more entertaining than whatever the fuck we've been dealing with so far. Goodness gracious. Are you ableist because I have IBS? Nice try. Now you're trying to cope with your fucking racism, and now you're trying to claim a disability. That's actually really pathetic. To people who actually struggle with IBS, that shit is pathetic. That's fucking gross. Don't do that. Also, not someone who claims to have IBS voting against accessibility. Not someone who claims to have that voting against accessibility. It's diabolical. Actually. Oh, Pedro, did you vote for Donald Trump? Pedro, did you vote for Donald Trump? I think that was an accidental request. Getting rid of health and safety in the agricultural and handling. Yeah, there's that. Our farmers are quite literally suffering because of the Trump administration. We can look at their tariffs. Specifically, we can look at their tariffs. We can look at the black farmers in particular that they tried to hold up money towards. Yeah, farmers are not doing so hot because we consistently have to bail them out when we don't take into consideration how our blanketed tariff policies will negatively impact them. When we take into consideration that the gas, the fuel that they use for their machines now has spiked up significantly because Donald Trump wanted to start a war in Iran with no clear end date or objective. Yes, we did talk about the jobs report yesterday, Ford. We did talk about that. Revised down 2 months, by the way. Revised down 2 months. And another crazy thing, as I was looking at the inflation chart year over year, why are we missing inflation for the month of October? Why are we missing the inflation numbers for the month of October last year? We're still missing those numbers. We looked at it yesterday. Why don't we have inflation numbers for that month? It's crazy to me that when you look at immigration, when you look at the encounters and other things, yeah, government shutdown excuse, of course. But if we're able to go back and revise the way that we've done before, we would be able to do the same then. I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy. I mean, the government was shut down, but then we were able to get numbers for other things. So it's a weird excuse. The best argument you have is that we chose not to go back and post the numbers. We chose not to evaluate it. That's it. You would have actively chose not to go back and put it up. And the only reason why you wouldn't want to do that is if those numbers maybe did not favor you. But of course, they're going to lean on it so they can blame Democrats. They can blame Democrats. House, the Senate, judicial, executive, Supreme Court, many different commissions, Republican-led. Republicans quite literally run the government right now, with the only safety being certain states with blue majorities. But the federal policies is coming down on them too. The way the Trump administration has been actively trying to cut their funding when it comes to any type of aid for school, any type of federal funding they can give to blue states. We have the report from the DOE, a DOE official literally admitting that they were targeting states, blue states, that voted for Kamala Harris and had 2 blue senators. Targeting them. We have this on record in a lawsuit that we saw. I find that to be fascinating. I find that to be fascinating. Oh, what's up with this guy? Why don't you run for president and get 0 votes? Oh, sir, I know my place. Sir, I know my place. My place is here. My place is here. To be fair, I have an infinitely better chance of actually running and getting some votes compared to the last couple years ago, because apparently fresh mouths and like lack of decorum, as you guys would call it, do not disqualify you from being the president. So I think I would do pretty decently on the state level. I am not going to lie. I already have one hell of a following, so, you know, there's that. I already have one hell of a following. Work my way up. Work my way up. And if anyone tries to go back to my lives where I tell Trump supporters they should do backflips off of balconies, I can then tell them, thank you guys for the follows. I can then tell them that your president called for the death of Democrats. Your president celebrated the death of his political enemies that leaned left or even were independent. He celebrated their deaths. Your president called us the enemy within. He has quite a filthy mouth on him. He was quite literally a rapist. We could just go down that route. If anyone has an issue with my language specifically, we can do a whole compilation of the president of the United States and the gross things he said and done that did not bother them. So, you know, I vote for you. All right, y'all chill out. Chill. We just kidding over here. We just joking over here. Chill.
God bless you.
Thank you, Lisa, for the gifts. I appreciate you. W's in the chat to you. W's in the chat to you. My heart hurts for what he will say when Biden passes. Yeah. Honestly, I'm probably going to avoid social media that day because the right is going to go nuts. The right loves celebrating death. The crazy thing about that is they have all kinds of energy for some of the people who very much did the same thing when Charlie Kirk died. They call them deplorable human beings. They said these are the people that should be deported. They're criminals. They're this, they're that. But when it came to Donald Trump celebrating death, no one cared. And this is why I say, I've had people come up here and they'll say, oh, what do you think about people who celebrated Charlie Kirk's death? I said, I think they have a right to do so. First Amendment, right? First Amendment, they have a right to do so. However you personally feel about it is irrelevant to the conversation. I'm not here to talk about people's personal opinions. I'm here to talk about politics, votes, legislation that impacts everyday lives. You getting up on TikTok and seeing some guy say, fuck that guy, Charlie Kirk, I'm glad he's about the paint, that doesn't impact your life. Sorry. That's you getting in your feelings, though. It is what it is. Trump is the first president to say he hates his own citizens. Yeah. Yeah. I have a video on that on my profile. Yeah. Very much so. Anyways, I do have more to share with y'all while we wait on the Trump supporters. Trump supporters request up in the box. So Jon Stewart recently had a conversation with
So for you,
what's his name? Fetterman. Recently had a little old chat with Fetterman, and you won't believe the words that came out of his mouth. And this is why I said what I said at the beginning of this live. I'm going to emphasize this. If your priorities as a United States representative, as a United States citizen, or anything here, if your priorities are aligned with another fucking country, you shouldn't be in politics. You don't have a voice. You don't get to say anything. But it seems like that's accepted amongst Democrats and Republicans, mind you, when it comes to Israel. So let's play this little clip. And you guys tell me what you think. Now, most of us, we hate John Fetterman. We know. John Fetterman's a piece of shit. But it's just interesting listening to them say these things out loud and be challenged with no rebuttals. 1 second. Black 78, did you vote for Donald Trump?
No, I didn't. I just wanted to say something. Charlie.
you could agree with them 90%, but Israel is the red line.
Absolutely. Israel for me, like I can't ever turn my back to Israel after where it's at.
So, and I mean no disrespect on this, but that is not our country. You're saying that these candidates may have great ideas for our economy. They may want to do the exact same thing you want to do in terms of getting money out of politics. They may want to increase the social safety net. They may want to change the balance of power from capital back to labor. But if they don't agree with you on Israel, you don't want them in your party.
Well, I don't know who you're referencing to specifically.
No, I'm referencing what you just said.
Name
So
one.
in other words, Syed or AOC or Bernie Sanders, I assume you agree with a lot of what they say economically.
And what I'm saying is, like, if you are a DSA member, if you are a member of a specific political party, run under your own banner. And now I think Bill Maher said something very insightful. He said, you know, the DSA are colonizing the Democratic Party. So just be Democrats if you're going to run under the Democratic Party for that. Why have a DSA party for overall? So run on that, and you all understand.
It's just an organization. It's not, we have a two-party system. We don't,
same thing.
It's like the Freedom Caucus in the Republican Party. There are, you know, there's Randy Fine and Ogles and all these nutbags that are also part of an area, and Republicans, I'm sure, may not agree with all of them on all kinds of things, but there is no other party.
Well,
I guess you could try it, but my point is, if you don't disagree with them on a lot of things, why not use some of that energy? And even like Mamdani in New York is DSA, but there are things in the DSA platform that he disagrees with. And I'm assuming there's probably things in the Democratic platform that you might disagree with, but you don't disavow the entire thing. You're literally saying we can all have discussions, except when it comes to Israel, which is not America. It seems like a weird line to draw.
Well, so then, I don't think that's weird. I think what history demonstrates is that when people or a government or people turn their back to the Jewish community, things end really badly. And it's a dangerous.
Jewish community and Israel are not the same thing, brother man. They're not, that is not the same thing.
No. It's like, hey, it's like if I have to pick a side for after 10/7 and after Iran, you know, I'm always going to stand with Israel. I'm always going to vote and support whatever that's necessary to protect themselves and to prosecute Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran too. And the very left never said a peep after Iran executed 30 to 40,000 young people
That's
in
a
there
lie.
just for protesting for democracy.
You think that the left is pro Iran, not the country, but the regime?
What I'm saying though is
Now
like,
he's walking it back.
if anyone in the Democratic Party is fine with Iran building a nuclear bomb, I disagree with that person.
Look, completely switch the
people are-
topic.
Again, I think you're caricaturing the issue, but I want to. Is there anything you would criticize Israel about?
I kind of wish the video didn't end there. I don't imagine he had a valid response, but I kind of wish the video didn't end there because I really wanted to hear if he actually did criticize Israel. And to my knowledge, I did not see any criticism whatsoever come from that wing. Yeah, but notice how he tried to walk back, making them left out to be quote unquote pro-Iran. And when they delved into that topic, it went back to the same talking point. It's a chip in their brain and they have their talking points. I don't want them to have a nuclear bomb. That's crazy because you probably shouldn't have pissed them off enough to make them actually actively seek it even more. We blew them up under the guise of them being an imminent nuclear threat. And there was no evidence whatsoever to prove it. None. And then Pete Hegseth in a hearing said, well, it's the threat of ambition. It went from imminent nuclear threat to the threat of ambition. Insane. W's in the chat to the one mighty pen for the $5 super chat. Didn't he tell a reporter she could ask him about his sex life? Your faithful bot 8475. W's in the chat to you. I remember that vaguely. Hold on. Donald Trump said attendees could ask about quote-unquote sex during a question and answer session at the Future Investment Initiative Priority Summit in Florida on March 27, 2026. He told the audience, which included global leaders, investors, and policymakers, quote, "You can ask me anything you want. You can talk about sex. Whatever the hell you want, I'm here for you," end quote. Okay. This was their attempt to compliment him in terms of not screening questions, which that can't possibly be true with the way they literally do screen screen questions in White House press briefings. When they tried to get NPR, AP News, so on and so forth up out of the White House because they thought that they were quote unquote biased news for telling the truth every single day. So that's not true. But yeah. He said you can ask him about anything. And one of those things were sex. Yeah, I don't think Donald Trump's track record when it comes to sex is something I want to hear about. Especially considering he really likes it with little girls and helpless women. Anywho's. Yeah. No, I want that confession is what I want. Yeah, that's something that will never happen. That is something that will never happen. I miss here. Oh my God. I can put this picture up, can't I? I'm gonna put a picture up of John Fetterman that's gonna make y'all laugh and chuckle. I'm gonna put a picture up for y'all. Hold on. TikToks for you. Why didn't E. Jean Carroll take Trump to criminal court? What a moronic question. Tell me you don't know anything about anything when it comes to those cases to ask such a stupid fucking question. Here we go. John Fetterman, y'all. John Fetterman. Let me show YouTube. I'll show YouTube the photo as well. John Fetterman. Ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems. When I tell y'all the left ain't shit when it comes to these memes. Where's the ones on Lindsey Graham? That man went out sucking Israel's pee-pee. He went out doing it. All right, let me get that off the screen. I'm going to give myself nightmares. Let me get this shit off the screen. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. What do you say here? Seen enough, thank you. My bad, my bad. Should I be laughing, crying, or throwing up? Yes. That's the answer. Yes. Why are you back in the request, my guy? Why were you back in the request, my guy? You came up here to be like profess your gayness instead of actually engaging in a debate. Why are you back in the request? Like, you know, I would be flattered if you weren't a piece of shit, but since you are, that's not the attraction that I want. I'd rather you guys engage with the debates than think about putting things up my bung. Just saying. They want your cookie bad? Cookie is crazy. Is that what we calling it now? Trump supporters request up in the box. You are the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you can call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. Just now being notified you're live. It's been a day. My camera was acting up. TikTok Studio ended my live when we first started, so it's glitching. It's glitching. You've seen it across a few different streamers and platforms. It's just been weird today. And it's doing that thing it's doing where it's making me look all dark and shit. I don't like it. I don't like it. Let me see if I can change that. See how it just lightened up? But typically when I do the thing, it's not that aggressive. I don't know. I don't like it. I guess that's why they're always asking, what is a woman? I can see it. I can see it. I can absolutely see it. If you guys are not following me, hit that follow button in the top left corner. We just hit 60,000 followers yesterday on TikTok. 60,000 followers. We are live every Saturday after 3 p.m. CST and randomly throughout the week. Please make sure you continue to share out the live with your friends and family. Give a good repost and add to your story as well. We want to make sure we get the lives out to as many people as possible, and that we do that with your help. Make sure you're sharing. Knock out the finger heart goals. We have 80 more of those to go, and that will help us support the platform. Please make sure to do that and get us boosted on the FYP. Also, because we have 2 more days left in the gift gallery, check out my name in the top left corner and click on any of the grayed out gifts there. Consider becoming a title gifter. That helps a ton as well. Your comments are the engagement, so we appreciate that. And the best ways to support the platform is going to be those links in the bio. Dean got restricted randomly. I think they're attacking some streamers. Yeah, it's been weird. It's been weird. TikTok doing TikTok things. The US putting 50% stake in this app was the worst thing ever. Worst thing possibly ever that could have happened.
God bless you.
Thank you guys for the finger hearts. W's in the chat to Angie for the W's in the chat to Angie for the dollar cash app. You. Give your mods raises. Thank you so much, Carl. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you, Cullen. Thank you, Stephosaurus. Give my mods raises. Listen. I pay my mods through words of affirmation. I pay my mods through shout outs. That's how we take care of our mods over here. W's in the chat to the mods. W's in the chat to the mods over on the TikTok side and the YouTube side. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all's support. Except for Jordan. Jordan's correct when he said, yo, he don't. We just give Jordan shit. Jordan's here to just get shitted on. Everyone else, they get words of affirmation. But yeah, Jordan just gets shit. He pays his mods by texting back every 30 business days. That's crazy coming from you. You remember the last time you responded to my text, Jordan? That's crazy coming from you.
God bless you.
Thank you so much, Survive the Unspeakable, for the coral gift. W's in the chat to you. Big W's in the chat to you. I appreciate your support. We're going to reset this over to the roses here. Hey, dude, don't lie. Hey, dude, don't lie. Don't lie. The phone line is open. Don't lie. Don't do that. The phone line is open. None of you have called in. Don't do that. That's embarrassing. The phone line is open. 737-295-5321. You guys aren't calling in. Don't do that. If you're scared, just say that. It's the funniest thing to me when they do that shit. I can't find the request button. It's right there. I can't find the call-in number. Those of you who don't watch YouTube, it's literally in like white bold letters on the screen. Yeah. They be doing that. Graham's Grindr account is crazy. You're not a Trump supporter.
Give your mods a raise.
You do it. Anyways, W's mods. W's mods. I'm scared, but I'm not GOP. Shut up, Matt. Shut up, Matt. W's in the shot to Wesley for the $5 super chat. As a mod, all the payment I need comes in the form of muting racist, misogynist, and various phobes. It brings me joy. Much love, Hector. W's in the chat to Wesley. Wesley said it. Wesley said it. Wesley said it. Wesley said I get to come up here and shut up people, especially the ones who are so chicken shit that they're not requesting or calling in the number on screen. Kristen Shea should have a mod appreciation day. Like, yeah, Erica talked about that. Something kind of like a mod pizza party, which I detest vehemently. But I'm trying to think. I've had one pizza party before I was self-employed. I had one pizza party ever. And you know what pizza they got us, bro? You guys want to know what pizza they brought to us at this pizza party? Fucking Domino's. Now, if you like Domino's, that's your thing. That's your thing. Okay? I'm not going to knock you for it. I'm not going to act like I didn't enjoy it at the time. But there's better pizza. There's better pizza. I'm just saying, personally, I think Domino's, not Domino's. When I used to eat pizza, I thought Papa John was better than Domino's. Is that a hot take? I don't know. I thought Papa John's was better than Domino's. Domino's is trash. Oh, we about to start fighting in the chat, bro. We about to start fighting in the chat. See, most people agree here. Most people agree here. Papa John's, nah, they also say the hard R. Wait, what? Wait, what? What are you talking about, Jordan? What are you talking about, Jordan? Did I miss something? Did I miss something here? Oh. Interesting. So in July of 2018, I had no idea. Papa John's founder John Schnatter, is that how you say his name? Resigned as chairman of the board after a Forbes report revealed he used a racial slur during a media training conference call. What? Interesting. The call was arranged between Papa John's executives and marketing agency Laundry Service. It was designed as a role-playing exercise for Schnatter in an effort to prevent future public relations snafus? I don't know these fucking words, man. What? Hold on. What?
Snafu.
Snafus? Okay. Schnatter caused an uproar in November 2017 when he waded into the debate over national anthem protests in the NFL and partly blamed the league for slowing sales at Papa John's. On the May call, Schnatter was asked how he would distance himself from racist groups online. He responded by downplaying the significance of his NFL statement, and I quote, Colonel Sanders called blacks niggas, Schnatter said, before complaining that Sanders never faced public backlash. Oh, okay. So we're going to now excuse racism by saying, well, that person wasn't called out, so we're going to be racist now. Holy shit. That's crazy. I was out here eating racist pizza.
God bless you.
I mean, don't give me a reason why I don't buy KFC. Thank you, Gucci, for the gifts. Thank you, Cullen. Yeah, here's the thing. There's a fine line when it comes to like some of these corporations or their founders or anyone else who may have said or did a racist thing or supported a racist thing. Because for one, I think if you were to do a deep dive on probably half or more, the vast majority of companies here in the United States, we're going to find some bullshit. And then it's like, what do you do then? Right? What do you do then? So there's that. But also, y'all shouldn't be eating at KFC anyway. It's not that good. It's not good at all, really, but, you know, There's that. W's in the chat to Bugsby. Hi, Miss Bugsby, for the $5 cash app for a well-deserved boba. Happy Saturday. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the boba funders. I appreciate your support. Guys, if you don't know what boba is, if you've never had one, get on that train. W's in the chat to Maze for the $2 Venmo. As your laziest mod who never clocks in, muting racist is also my favorite payment. There you go. We have two mods speaking out. They're fine. Don't sweat them. They're fine. They're not being coerced to say this. W's in the chat to you, Maze. You go to mom and pop shops. So yeah, I very much do my best to try and look for local places. This Indian place that I really love here. It's Indian, Himalayan, and what is it, Nepalese? Food is some of the best food I've had. Not as good as the place I used to go to in Austin, but it's really good. It's really good. I will say when it comes to franchises out here, sometimes what gets me is Hop Dotty. If you guys are Texans, you know what Hop Dotty is. Hop Dotty is around the country as well, in a couple key states. So Hop Dotty is pretty good. And then sometimes Chick-fil-A because it's like right next to me and it's quick. I'll take my mod complaints to HR. I'm the HR. It's me. I'm the HR. Trump supporters request up in the box. You are the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, we call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. Becky, did you vote for Donald Trump? Becky, did you vote for Donald Trump? Oh, get well. Get well, ma'am. Uh-oh. I don't think there's a child. I think they didn't mean to request up and they caught something. Jesus Christ. Hope you're doing all right. W's in chat to Wesley once again for the $5 super chat. Fuck. I just Did I pronounce it right? Did I just how did it go again?
Snafu.
Snafu. That definition is a confused or chaotic state, a mess. Wesley sent 5 to say snafu is a military acronym. It stands for situation normal, all fucked up. It's similar but more positive than FUBAR. Much love. Oh, okay. I guess it has different meanings in the military than this. But yeah, this is kind of alluding. No, this is alluding to that. A mess. Yeah, situation normal, all fucked up. And this is a confused or chaotic state, a mess. Okay, got it. I learned something new today. It's the way you said get well, ma'am. How did I say it? I said get well. I said get well. I said get well. Wait, did I say Bugsby? Miss Donna. My bad, Miss Donna. My bad, Miss Donna. Oh, with a question mark? I don't know if I didn't know if she was sick. That's why I said it. Get well soon. If you were sick, I didn't know how to say it. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Come up here coughing your lungs out. I didn't know what was going on or if it was a troll. I did my best. Stop judging me so much. Y'all are so judgmental. The left is so damn judgmental. W's in the chat to Heidi for the $1 Venmo. Happy Saturday. The founder of Little Caesars paid for an apartment for Rosa Parks. What? You know what? I kind of like talking to y'all. I like chilling with y'all and talking to y'all. Trump supporters have nothing to contribute to the conversation anyway. Now, we're just going to do this while they're deciding on if they want to get cooked or not. I don't fucking know. Little Caesars. That's interesting. I mean, Little Caesars is still trash, but after civil rights icon Rosa Parks was robbed and assaulted in her Detroit home in 1994 at age 81, Little Caesars founder Mike quietly paid her $2,000 monthly rent at the secure riverfront apartment until her death in October of 2005. Illich? Got you. Thank you so much. I appreciate the follows. Damn, okay, listen. All right. Hold on. I stand on the fact that their pizza's not good. But if you're in a financial bind, it's right next to you, and you want to support people who support black folks, get you a Little Caesars pizza. Shout out to the founder. Shout out to the founder. That is a W thing to do. That is a W thing to do. And before the Trump supporters say, Donald Trump paid for Jennifer Hudson's room and board, but y'all don't talk about that, do some more due diligence into that story. Those $5 hot and ready have kept me alive at times. That's valid. I'm not even going to take that away from you. Thank you so much, Heidi, for that information. W's in the chat to... Happy Saturday, boss. Fifth favorite mod is diabolical. I don't number anybody. That's just rude. Actually, I'm lying. I do number people, but I'll never tell y'all who the numbers are. W's in the chat to Maze for the $1 Venmo. Hey, give Shauna a raise though. Shauna will get a raise. We'll do an individual evaluation. Right? We'll do an individual evaluation at the end of each month based off of their performances. They'll get certain gifts. We'll do that. Does Little Caesars stop it, Shauna. Anyways, we were coming up on an hour and a half. All we've had are trolls, children, and closeted gay Trump supporters. So I think we're going to end up having to do a restart over here on the TikTok side. We're going to end up having to do a restart. And we have quite a bit of chirpers over here on the YouTube side. At least on TikTok, I don't see any Trump supporters lying in the chat. But over here, they are everywhere. W's in chat to Wesley for the 5 once again. It's Mike Illich. I think that's how I said. Illich? Because if it's combined, it's Illich. And as a Michigander, he is a very charity-driven man. He also owns several sports teams here. Okay. W's to him. Big Rick said, the Illich family has also been a driving force in gentrification of the city of Detroit. Well, fucking A. You can't have heroes anymore. He owns the Tigers and Wings. Yeah, I'm not in the sports spaces. So I don't know much about sports. I don't pay attention to sports. That throws a lot of people off. I'm one of those few men, I guess, who don't give a shit. Not to say that I can't sit down and enjoy a game, but I just don't go out of my way to watch sports. Not my thing. Shout out to the Naquan Raiders. Thank you so much. Detroit paid for the new stadium. He was supposed to help the city rebuild and didn't. Oh, this is interesting. Speaking of Detroit, actually, I want to go back to the last video we played with John Fetterman and Jon Stewart. There is something else that goes perfectly with that. Let me see if I saved that video here. I watched it this morning. I thought it was great for y'all since we're going over the news. I'm going to play a video for you guys, and it's probably going to make you angry. And it's probably going to be one of the most brain dead takes you've ever seen. But I think it's important for us to understand who our literal enemies are. Because we talk a lot about the right, but we also need to talk about this segment of the quote-unquote left. I would hardly call them left, but I guess they would classify as such. We do need to talk about this segment of the left. So, time to see how many lefties are going to be upset with my take on this one. In light of Jon Stewart's point that he was making with John Fetterman was that the Democratic Party is a Democratic Party. The DSA is a branch of the Democratic Party. They're all Democrats. They're just specific kinds, specific segments. His argument was, and it was a valid one, what we should be doing is embracing all aspects of our party, all members of our party. We don't have energy and time to disagree with stuff based off of certain things. Whatever works, whatever appeals to the people, whatever helps us stay in power, whatever overwhelmingly benefits Americans versus the GOP behavior happening on the opposing side, we should get in line. Kathy Hochul in New York City, the governor, she did not agree with all of Zoran Mamdani's policies. Now look at them. Look at the recognition he's bringing to the state, the investments he's bringing to the state, to New York City specifically. Because she decided to get out of her fucking establishment old head ways and embrace change. That is something we can see across the entirety of the United States if Democrats stop holding on to shit that's killing us. But there's then people like this who don't understand embracing or specific reasons for embracing things. And I want to play that. I want to play this clip. And you guys tell me what you think. Because I have a hot take on this that you guys may not like. But let me expand this. Hold on. And get it fixed. So those of you who do not know, Abdul Sayed, I believe that's how you say it. He won the primary in Michigan. And Haley Stevens, the one who had all this crap and shit to talk and energy beforehand, she put all her pitchforks down. She got in line and she endorsed him. And they're all seen on the stage together working on behalf of Michiganders, which is a good thing. It's a W, right? It's a W. I still don't like her, nor would I trust her. However, in YouTube, here's the video, link there. This is the energy that he showed to Kamala Harris. Oh, shit. Hold on. I didn't have the audio on. Let me refresh. What do you mean sign up or log in? Fucking A. Hold on. I forgot I signed out last night. Give me a second to sign back in. Give me a second to sign back in. Did I associate this with which email did I do here? Did I do this email? Did I do this email? Shit. Hold, please. Hold, please. I'm trying to remember my password. Got it. Yeah, we'll do that. Save. All right, take me back to my video. Take me back to my video. Putting it up to load. There we go. All right, now we're cooking.
Nah, man. This has got me all the way.
Shut up. I wasn't ready. Now we're cooking. I have to crop it out again. Mods, can someone let up whoever's in the request there if you can? If you have access to. While I'm cropping this out. Let's do this refresh. Oh, you may not see him. I got it. I got it. Red, did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did, Daddy. Black nigga.
W's in the chat to Mr. Wesley for the $2 super chat. Al Said. Yeah, I got it right. W's in the chat to Wesley once again. Thank you guys for the gifts. For the $20 super chat, the right often labels what the Illich family, as a cause of gentrification. You worded that wrong. The right often labels the Illich family as a cause of gentrification. That was never their goal. Their stated goal was to improve the city of Detroit, but they definitely put hundreds of millions back into the city. Yeah, it's going to have to be impact over intention on that one, but fair enough. Fair enough. W's in the chat to y'all. W's in the chat to y'all. Let me make sure I didn't miss one over here. W's in the chat to Ren for the $1 Venmo. Seriously, this community has been the best and has very literally saved my life multiple times. I love being here, and we have the best chat on TikTok. Love to you all. You guys are all right. Thank you so much, friend. W's in the chat to you. The best way to support the platform is going to be links in the bio. Let's get into this video. Let's get into this video.
All the way fucked up now. You've got me here recording this shit. Nah, man. This has got me all the way fucked up now. You've got me here recording this shit while I'm on a trip with my family because there's no way in hell I'm staying silent about this shit. I'm going to say it. Although I've called you out on questionable things you've said in the past, I ultimately gave you the benefit of the doubt and pushed for you over that sloth-faced 8-pack puppet. And we even celebrated your win in the hopes that this is a means to break away from the status quo so that we could help you tighten your messaging from now on so as to not fall into the Western narrative trap that has held us down for decades, such as never condemning a resistance group fighting for their literal freedom and to never say Israel has a right to exist.
I'm going to pause right there. The resistance group that he's referencing is Hamas. Now, I've heard two sides of this argument. Where Hamas wasn't always what they were. The only reason they're doing this is because of this. Okay. And then we can see the damage that they've done, the 1,200 people that they killed on October 7th, so on and so forth. I get nuance, but resistance group is kind of fucking diabolical. Let's keep going.
But what the actual fuck is this? It's one thing for Kamala to publicly endorse you for her own political gain, which is precisely what she's doing here. But it's another thing to excitingly announce her endorsement on your platform, saying you're so humbled and grateful for her support in this race. What the fuck were you thinking? This is the same bitch that turned down a request from uncommitted movement delegates to feature a Palestinian American speaker on the main stage at the DNC. This is the same bitch that disrespected Gaza protesters by saying, "I'm speaking," in an attempt to shut them up from voicing their opposition to the genocide she and her openly Zionist commander-in-chief, Joe Genocide and Biden, were helping facilitate. This is the same bitch that defended Biden and his decisions and publicly justified Israel's Holocaust of the Palestinians with the same debunked bullshit Israeli talking points. This is the same bitch that is married to an ultra-Zionist Jew who has undying loyalty to Israel. This is the same bitch that takes millions in AIPAC money. This is the same bitch that met and shook hands with a war criminal worse than Hitler, Benjamin Netanyahu. This bitch was vice president to a president.
I want to stop and add some context here to this very angry misogynist pick, okay? So, one of the first things he cited was Track APAC, a website well demonstrated at this point to not be able to actually substantiate the accurate amounts of money that people get from APAC, if any money at all. So they can't be trusted, which, if I'm not mistaken, Kamala Harris did take some APAC money over the course of her career. But just saying, just want to point that out. Track APAC is not a reliable source. Also, vice presidents don't have executive power over foreign policy. She never condoned Biden's actions in Israel. In fact, she was quite literally one of the reasons why it was fucking curbed. Okay. Her husband being Jewish doesn't make him a Zionist. Nor does that make her by default a Zionist, because he was alongside her supporting when she wanted to recognize Palestine's self-determination and everything else. So just like a whole bunch of shit. Whole bunch of shit. But let's keep going.
That provided endless funding and weaponry to the worse than Nazi regime of Israel. This is the same bitch that until even after the day of the death of her presidential run could never admit that her stance and justification of the genocide in Gaza was one of the main contributors to her presidential loss. And this is now the same bitch that is now starting to notice that the world has woken up to this bullshit and is distancing themselves from Israel. And in order to make another presidential run, is now reaching out to pro-Palestinian voices to mend bridges, inclusive of your normalizing ass, Abdullah Sayed. I don't give a shit what any of you vote blue no matter who fucks, and all you ride or die Abdullah Sayed fans have to say to me right now. But I refuse to keep my mouth shut on this bullshit. And all your comments trying to justify...
Yeah, that's enough from him. I've had enough of that. So, I just want to point out the energy that he had for I mean, I'm not in any way, shape, or form justifying Haley Stevens. She was a crap candidate, and I'm glad she lost. But the energy he had towards her and Kamala Harris was very interesting and distinct versus the vice president. Also, he's missing the whole point. Missing the entire goddamn point. So, it's called party unity. Notice how Democrats like to just fall apart and then Republicans fall in line. They will vehemently disagree with several members of their party in different segments and sectors and factors of far-right authoritarianism. However, they still, when it comes down to the vote, fall in line. Perfect fucking example. Todd Blanche's confirmation. Todd Blanche's confirmation. Do you know how many people did not trust him? Did not want him? And then we only had the 2 or 3. It was Tom Tillis, here my representative here, John Cornyn, and what's his name? They were the ones who said, hey, until you sit down with the victims, until Todd Blanche confirms in writing that he is not going to do the whole future audit from Donald Trump's and his taxes, and I believe that was also associated with the weaponization fund, we're not going to vote for you, right? They actually had some form of a spine for that. And then once he did those 2 things, even though one of them are not fucking valid, Blanchard just confirmed, I said that. Even though one of them not fucking valid, they lost their balls. They lost their balls. So Monica, Just Monada, I'm not sure if she's here, but Just Monada explained this really well the other day. They wrote up the document, but it requires all of the consenting parties to sign it. All of the parties did not sign it. So the document's existence does not stop them from pursuing this feature. It does not stop them from blocking the future audits, because not all parties signed the document. They just created it. They just created it, right? So there's that. And then they just gave up. But it all comes down to, we would rather this mediocre, horrible, pedophile protecting individual to be confirmed versus feel the wrath of Donald Trump. or risk our primaries without having Donald Trump's personal endorsement. They fell in line. Meanwhile, we do it on our side because one may have disagreements on how much we cap capitalism versus the other. And then you motherfuckers are ready to do uncommitted. The interesting thing about the uncommitted campaign is that they ultimately, those of you who do not know this, it wasn't so much about we're just not voting for Kamala Harris. This is something I learned recently. What they specifically said was, even though we can't tell people, specifically families who have lost other individuals in Gaza, we can't tell them to go support her. We are absolutely telling you not to vote for Donald Trump. And I have the statement here, by the way, and we're not telling you to vote third party. They made that very clear. I can read those statements to you in a second. So all this rah-rah and energy that he has over endorsement from Kamala Harris is ridiculous.
Call from.
Caller, you're on the line. Did you vote for Trump?
No, I didn't. I just wanted to push back on what you said, though. APAC is pretty accurate.
All this rah-rah and energy that he has over endorsement from Kamala Harris is ridiculous. Can you pause the stream in the background?
Okay. Yeah, track APAC is pretty accurate.
It's
bro.
not. It's been ripe with inconsistencies, and quite literally had people like James Tallarico and Jasmine Crockett on there, and they never took a dime of APAC money a day in their lives.
Okay, well, I'm trying to have an honest and...
Yeah, everything I just said was honest.
Okay, I'm trying to have an honest debate with you without you getting overly emotional. I called yesterday.
I didn't get
and you
overly
just hung
emotional.
up. I mean, you hung up, like, without, like, you know...
Oh, so if
just
you called
being, like-
yesterday and I hung up on you, it's because you said some stupid shit. I don't know. Or maybe you weren't the demographic of people I want to have a conversation with because this phone line is open for Trump supporters.
No, we were talking, and you just got mad and hung up. So
Oh, yeah? What was the
I'm
last thing you said before I hung up?
The last thing what you said was I was critiquing Jasmine Crockett, and you couldn't handle that, and you hung up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're the guy who called in and you critiqued the fact that she was hyper-focusing on the down-ballot races who actually need the media attention, money, and support over being alongside James Tallarico. I remember you. The same will happen now. So as I was saying, track APAC is unreliable, and if you don't know that, you're ill research and you should probably do better in your life. But let's talk about Kamala Harris here specifically and her endorsement. Kamala Harris has been outside of the establishment Democratic political process for some time. She intentionally chose to do so because she felt like it wasn't working for people and she wanted to have some role and impact outside of it. We've seen her give more of her opinions. We've seen her talk about the pressures of the Democratic establishment while she was running for vice president, and the fact that she didn't even have the support from some of the Biden aides that came over and worked on behalf of her campaign, which was reflected in the race that she won, right? And now we're seeing her go supporting progressive candidates, endorsing them, opening up her mind and heart to the broader understanding of the left in our current political process. We're now demonizing her for growing as a person outside the system. Shit's fucking weird. So this endorsement alone is simply saying Jasmine Crockett has a base that follows her, establishment and leftists, people who love her, people who believe in her, and those endorsements comes with weight. She's going to help that progressive with her backing win the seat against, is it Mike Rogers? I believe it's Mike Rogers, right? Why are you not celebrating that? Because they're pulling from all avenues, all voices to ultimately get the win. And she's not in politics. So to sit here and get in your fucking feelings about this endorsement and him being proud of the endorsement, because Kamala Harris, quite frankly, if she won the 2024 election, would have had this country in an infinitely better position than Donald Trump and would have backed these candidates even more. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you can just tell with his little outrage. He's just a little bitch boy. Just a little baby. So yeah. This is a portion of the left. This is the portion of the left that when I hear Trump supporters talk shit about them, I keep my mouth shut. Because they're fucking right. People like that who are a waste of space. Fifi man? Exactly. That's what we're going to start calling these dudes. Fifi men. Fast Guard, did you vote for Donald Trump?
I did, yeah. Can you hear me?
Come back up. Live was glitching when you came up. Come back up. I don't know why it does that sometimes. I don't know why the fuck it does that sometimes. It starts to flicking. You can request back up. Dropped you to fix the glitch. Trump supporters request up in the box. You are the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, we call the number on screen 737-295-5321. Democrats are known for wasting money. Of course they are. Of course they are, buddy. And you're going to keep saying that in the comment section. All right, you said you voted for Donald Trump. Do you regret your vote?
Not really.
And why is that?
Because I don't regret it. I mean, I think I'd be more aware of regret than more aware of not regret.
Wait, what?
I think I would be more aware of regret than more aware of not regret, but I just don't think the direction this country is headed has been all that catastrophic.
Okay. So, again, what do you not regret about your vote of the Trump administration? What do you think he's doing so well that warrants your continued support?
I think border deterrence is higher at this point. I think there's less synthetic opioids coming into this country, and there's more getting apprehended. I lived in Albuquerque, and just during like COVID, there's like a huge crisis. I mean, there's a lot of people just dying on the streets, and this is like something that was like regional to me.
Okay. Do you think it's new that we would stop trafficking of substances here into the United States?
No, but I think there's an increased apprehension, so we're apprehending more.
We have set records. Every single administration tends to do that. Biden set records in the amount of F substance and several others that was caught with people smuggling to the southern border, specifically during the years of 2022 and 2023. Donald Trump would just be keeping the same record. This is not something that's particular to any administration. And then I would argue Donald Trump is walking back his war on crime, or excuse me, war on substances when it comes to him pardoning the ex-Honduran president who trafficked 400 or 500 tons of C here into the United States, or facilitated the trafficking of it, I should say. Biden didn't have any record of pardoning drug.
I don't know. C is like the big issue. It's like specifically synthetic opioids.
I'm sorry, drugs that can kill people is an issue. Whatever it is irrelevant to me specifically. They're poisoning them. It's killing people. It's killing children. And Donald Trump pardoned him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we set records every year, but we're certainly setting records right now.
Okay.
And,
what did that have to do with what I just said?
I think the increased presence is directly the cause of that.
Okay.
Right now.
What does that tell the United States when you're talking about a war on drugs and saving lives, but you pardon an individual who facilitated 500 tons, quite literally equated to hundreds, if not thousands, of deaths?
I'm not familiar, so I'm not going to speak on that because
you're not familiar with the ex-president of Honduras and the reason why he was charged under the Biden administration for those crimes?
No, I'm sure there's politics involved. But
what do you mean there's politics involved?
Like, I don't know, like, did we gain like some access to Honduras by pardoning this guy, or that would be like politics, right? But I'm not too familiar with this.
Okay, so if
it's news to me right now, so I've never heard of this.
So you believe it would be justified if we gained access to Honduras to pardon a drug trafficker?
Yeah, I think geopolitics are complex, and we do this with different world leaders all the time.
Okay, so that would quite literally contradict the point that the Trump administration is making, the message that they're sending when they're out there blowing up boats before they even get here. Many of those boats which were not confirmed to actually be smuggling any substance. A lot of them confirmed to be fishermen.
Yeah, but they're in violation of they're in violation of maritime, right?
No.
They're not. So
fishermen who died out there.
Boats right now. They're illegally blowing up boats right now, as you claim.
Have to be determined by international law, but we already have the reports of fishermen who have died, and there was no evidence whatsoever to support the claim that they were drug traffickers.
But
so if Donald Trump was willing to blow up boats under the guise of them smuggling drugs, then I don't know why the hell we would pardon individuals who brought 500 tons here.
Yeah, well, still, they're in violation of maritime, so we just address that, right?
What's maritime?
Oh, it's like the term for laws of international water and travel.
Okay, can you tell me what violation that was? To fish?
No, but can you prove to me that they weren't in violation of maritime law?
Yeah, simple.
Just
the family members who are dead with no criminal records there in their country, and the Trump administration that did not provide any evidence of their drug smuggling before they blew them up.
That's not evidence, right? Like,
yeah,
you can't just travel. You can't just travel across waters like that.
It's not traveling cross waters if they're in their respective regions.
International
Also,
waters,
we can't just blow up anyone
was it international
in waters. We literally just can't blow them up in waters.
So that's your claim now, is it wasn't international waters?
I'm sorry, what?
That's your claim.
If you're fishing in your country and the waters is quote unquote international, which means you're cross into other different countries, but you're fishing, can you tell me what law is against them fishing that would warrant you blowing them up?
I'm not the one making this claim. I'm just asking you to provide some evidence and then flush it out, because
I literally went over the lawsuit.
No, you haven't mentioned the law. You haven't mentioned
wall. There is no wall. What are you talking about? You're asking me to make up stuff, to make up an argument or a claim.
No, I asked you a law. And then
a law?
I asked you if they were shot.
Yeah. Okay. If I'm literally telling you that they're fishing and they were blown up, and we have the confirmations of their literal jobs, their history as fishermen, not smuggling anything, they would have no records in the United States or their country of origin for these claims. Then what law do I need to give you to justify or excuse me to tell them that they shouldn't have been blown up?
Were they shot in U.S. waterways?
No.
They weren't? So they were shot in international waters, is your claim now?
My guy, where else would they be? Have we not been blowing up boats in international waters?
I only think for good reason.
You only think for good reason. So you just believe the Trump administration and whatever they say.
No, I just don't believe what you're saying right now, that we're systemically blowing up boats in international waters.
Okay. We literally have the confirmation in the lawsuit. We literally have the confirmation in the lawsuit.
Yeah, well, I do operate on some level of like a presumption of innocence, so.
You're operating on the presumption of innocence, but that innocence is not afforded to the fishermen. Instead, you give it to the Trump administration that has been caught lying their asses off in several different actions. As the Trump administration, they weren't. So can you tell me? Can you tell me where where is the protection for, let's say, the over 150 people, children, little girls specifically? Where was the protection and the presumption of their innocence when the Trump administration blew them up?
The 150, what? Are you talking about, like, the school and everything?
2 of them, yeah.
2 of them? Yeah, I mean, I believe by all merit, or not by all merit, by all record, that probably falls under collateral damage under Geneva.
Oh, collateral damage.
Well, it's, yeah, if you can just look at Geneva Convention and explain to me how that was.
Okay, cool. So you're now justifying their debts under the guise of collateral damage when you sat here and tried to challenge me when I said the Trump administration was blowing up fishermen overseas, after you just admittedly said and acknowledged that we blew up children. But then you would still believe the Trump administration and their strikes.
Well, that's 2 different things, right?
What do you mean there's 2 different things? I brought up the instance to make a point. Trump blowing people up and then lying about it. He still won't own up to it to this day, and the Pentagon confirmed it was us.
I think he said he doesn't know, was the statement, right?
Yeah, he said we didn't do it. Hexet said we didn't do it. Marco Rubio said we didn't do that. And when he was asked specifically later on, that's when he starts to give the I don't know, we'll see with the investigation. And then he refuses to acknowledge the preliminary report.
So he's like trying to be honest, right? He says
Donald Trump is the furthest from honest. He literally lied about it. He said it was Iran. How is he trying to be honest if he lied and said it was Iran?
I mean, maybe he's providing information. I don't know.
No, there was no information.
There was no information?
No.
You don't think he talked to like a briefer before he talked to that?
No, he didn't.
I mean, okay, cool. I think that's pretty far-fetched.
How is it far-fetched if the Pentagon confirmed that it was us in the preliminary report? He clearly didn't talk to them before talking out of his ass. You're under the belief that Donald Trump asks people questions before getting up on a press briefing and talking?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I don't think
Interesting.
any president.
So when Donald Trump lied and said that the barrel prices of oil were down during that one time specifically where we believe we reached a high of $126 a barrel, did he ask them about the reports then? When he said that electricity costs aren't that high, when we saw a record increase specifically in the first 6 months to now, was it then?
Not support Donald Trump because he lies. I guess that's like to me an impossible standard for an American president. I think
every single time you seem to get like pushed on any of the points that you make, you then try to find some new scapegoat. And let me guess, the new scapegoat. I'm sorry. Oh, wait. You're telling me that I'm childish for wanting honest politicians and voting on behalf of people who tell the truth and not trusting them when they have a well-documented history of lying? I think it's childish to continue to put your faith in someone who has been well recorded to tell the most lies out of any president in his first term, and he's been continuing to do the same then. I think if you want to talk about childish behavior, it's blind faith and loyalty. That's very childish. What's up, Ford?
Yeah, I disagree.
I know you disagree. That makes sense.
What up, buddy? So I was just down in the comments, and then I kept hearing people talking about like what laws were violated for the fishermen, according to the international laws and the Geneva Convention. So according to experts, now we probably would never know the true, and they'll probably never go to court on what truly happened and what the, unless these court cases that are in session now continue to go forward. So the international human rights law is actually IHRL. It's actually a human rights against civilians at peacetime and absent an imminent threat, violating the rights and standards of due process, is one of the violations of laws of international law. Also, the law of armed conflict, LOAC, it's a Geneva Convention law that basically just states that if somebody is like no longer a threat, shipwreck, or a helpless survivor of water, that you are to stop all military actions at that point and go to survival mode and protect those that are actually in the water once they're no longer a threat. Now, what we do know, according to even Pete Hegseth, Secretary Pete Hegseth, is that when people were, 2 occasions, there were actually survivors that were waiting 45 minutes, holding on to shipwreck, and that the U.S. went ahead and double tapped them. So that would be a violation of the Geneva Convention, LOAC, which is the armed conflict law. Also, the customary international law, maritime law, which you completely cited, which obviously you don't know what it is basically force against civilian vessels without prior arrest, proof of imminent lethal threat, or constitutes unlawful execution. So basically war crimes.
Yeah, so to respond to that, I think that was an interesting preamble where it's like, oh, I'm going to succeed the fact that like we don't know this entirely for sure, but we're going to have a standard of evidence in this conversation. I mean, to me, it's like hard to engage with what you just said. And secondly, I don't think the U.S. is beholden to international human rights law. I don't think that's an actual legitimate court. Now,
They're in international waters, which is why these laws were made in place.
Again, the U.S. isn't beholden to like international human rights.
That's why. That's why you go to international law and you go to Geneva Conventions, stuff that we signed that actually impacts international waters and lands.
I'm sorry, you just tried to make a whole argument that it would have been respected or allowed under maritime law, and now you're falling back on they're not beholden to the law. So which one is it?
No, I didn't say they're not beholden to maritime law. I said they're not beholden to international human rights law.
But you literally brought up maritime earlier. You tried to say that the fisherman or whatever was breaking it.
No, I didn't. No, I did say that, but what I said is we're not beholden to international human rights law.
We are. We signed it. We signed that agreement.
Yeah, what's the name of the court and who enforces it? That would be us being beholden.
I just gave you the law.
All right, what's the court that enforces?
I just gave you the law.
What's the court?
What do you mean? When you sign international law, when you sign like a Geneva Convention, you come together just like you would go to the Budapest Memorandum, or you would go to others. Then you would go to actually what is stated in that law and who signed it. U.S. signed it.
If we have all this evidence, like where's the case being brought against us?
Literally all being litigated in court. There's been several cases brought against us.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I might agree with you guys when the trial starts. I don't know.
Cool. Can you tell me where the Caribbean Sea goes through? Or better yet, better question. Does the Caribbean Sea go through like Colombia?
Like, is that like a domain of international water?
No, it's not.
I mean, you're looking this up at your computer, so I mean, you obviously have the answer.
Jesus fucking Christ. Anyways, can you tell me how Colombian fishermen going out to sea to fish violated some kind of law?
Were they in international waters where they were shot by the U.S. or?
No, this particular.
Why
this
the fuck do you
case
keep
in
saying
Caribbean water.
international fucking law? What is the point you keep trying to make? You literally keep inserting or asserting that they were breaking some kind of international law by fishing. Can you tell me what law stops them from fishing in the body of water that they were when it was the Caribbean Sea, which would then go through Colombian territory?
Yeah, I mean, how many fishermen got shot?
My guy, don't ask me don't ask me these stupid fucking questions. You're not addressing the damn question. I don't care if it's 6, I don't care if it's 8, I don't care if it's 1. You kept trying to make the argument. You kept trying to make the argument that they were breaking some kind of law. I'm telling you what law stops them from fishing.
Earlier, what I said is I just don't believe the U.S. is systemically so like.
Yeah. Anyways, so can you tell me what law are they breaking?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. But you were trying to assert that they were. You were literally trying to justify the United States military blowing them up with your earlier rhetoric, and you didn't even know where the Caribbean Sea goes through, or how they would very much be well within their rights to fish out in the sea, because that's their entire job. That's their livelihood.
Mm-hmm. And I acknowledge that mistakes happen, and like
the Trump administration has made quite a bit of mistakes lately.
It was 100
I want to
people.
know if this is happening.
100.
And how many ships do we like usually take out?
God.
Because we need like statistical relevance for this, right?
You're missing the point. It's not about how many ships we take out. It's about who we take out. It's about the confirmations. And also, the Trump administration has ramped up the methodology of stopping the drugs before they get here. And the reason why they were in so much contention, specifically with the double and triple taps that Ford was referencing earlier, is that we did not have absolute confirmation or certainty that these boats were smuggling drugs. And even with the ones that we did, there were still challenges on how we interacted with them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still like kind of hard pressed to talk about this because it's like if it's not happening at a systemic level, I don't know if it's too big of an issue.
It's not happening at the systemic level. Would systemic imply that it was taking place before the Trump administration? That would be a uniquely United States thing?
Yeah, I guess.
And actually, if you Google, I just Googled and went and looked, there was no military actions in the Caribbean or international waters in the vicinity during the Biden administration. Absolutely zero military action.
That's correct. That's literally the problem with him using the word systemic. You don't know what that means.
No, it would be like if we were just firing at every boat.
If this was known, if this was well documented and recorded throughout several administrations in that department, that would be systemic. We are literally talking about the Trump administration specifically and exclusively ramping up these attacks with the methodology of having no proof whatsoever and blowing the hell up out of boats. Fishermen's boats.
Yeah, so I guess for me to like talk about this, like what's the statistical amount of boats that we're hitting and how many are fishermen and how many are...
He literally gave you the number. He literally gave you the number.
No, he didn't give me the number of how many apprehensions of votes we have. He said fishermen.
Apprehensions of
you,
votes. Why
I
are we
can tell
talking
you
about
one thing.
apprehensions?
Hector, I can tell you one thing. So during this actual operation, there was one particular boat that was actually seized. And the two immigrants, undocumented immigrants that they actually seized were brought into U.S. And there was no producing of the drugs. There was no producing of any type of illegal substances. They were released back to their country after their boom boom. So if Pete Hegseth or the U.S. military or our intelligence or whoever was in charge of these military strikes, if they believed that person was going through international waters or Caribbean waters and they were traveling with illegal substances, why wouldn't they hold them and produce the actual drugs to prove to the American people that they were?
No, I'm curious. You said they were like taken to the U.S. and then released back after the boom boom, so they died on the scene, and then their bodies were taken to the U.S.
No, they were still alive.
Oh, they were still alive.
Yep.
Taken to the U.S. Under like some of a legal apprehension. We
listen to me again and listen carefully because you're having a problem with listening comprehension. If the U.S. believed that this particular boat was carrying an illegal substance, why would they not produce it after they had taken two individuals to U.S. territory or U.S. and held them? Instead, they didn't produce any illegal substances as evidence as what people were asking for and journalists were asking for from Pete Hegseth. Instead, they released them back to their home country.
What, we made a bad arrest? Is that what you're saying?
You're just dumb.
Yeah.
No, you're asking me to like criticize Trump just because a bad arrest happened? I mean that's like a pretty weak argument.
The arrest that he made was a good example of why we should not trust the strikes that he's making. Those guys, the arrests, were the lucky ones. There are dead men out there because the Trump administration deemed them to be terrorists, and the arrests that we've had couldn't even prove one of his claims. We have no reason whatsoever to trust what the Trump administration is making. And yes, I see some of y'all stupid fucking comments over there on YouTube. If you blew up a drug boat, you would then get that substance in the sea. You would then see the baggage. You would be able to provide some type of photo or video evidence of the substances you blew up. That was not provided.
Do you think we should scuba dive for evidence?
It's not about scuba. Do you know what I said? There would not be rubble?
Yeah, there'd be rubble, but it'd be on fire, right?
Okay. And they wouldn't be able to provide any type of material that would show the contents on the boat?
No, it'd just be hard.
The machines that we use to count the money, to separate it, to bag it, no type of content whatsoever of what they were using to traffic.
We're getting into scuba diving. Do illegal substances, when they are found by the U.S. Coast Guard, do they float?
Some do.
Yes, they float. That is how the U.S. Coast Guard goes and hooks them. You absolute buffoon.
If things are packed at a density of higher than 1, right?
Have you ever Googled anything in your life?
Well, things are packed at a density
except for how to sleep with your cousin and get away with it. Have you literally Googled anything else?
Yeah, I've Googled things. What kind of question does that be?
Yeah.
So I ask you if drugs are packed at a density of higher than 1 gram per 1 milliliter, which would actually be a little bit lower because it's salt water, right? It would sink, right? Is that do you need that little science lesson, bro?
No, you have no idea what you're talking about.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Your intelligence and ignorance is not even worth a response. People in the chat are dumber.
What's density, bro? Tell me.
The way you guys try to spin yourself into pretzels to justify war crimes is crazy.
So wait, so now you're claiming that the Iranian strike was a war crime?
6,000%.
6,000%?
The double tap on 165 students. The double tap on 175 students, absolutely.
Well, if we make the claim that there's likely military necessity. Like we've seen pictures of,
Oh,
of Iranian
likely.
schools with weapons
Yeah,
in
there's a
them.
lot of likely coming from the Trump administration that can't prove anything. Yeah, so can you tell me where the evidence was that there were immediate nuclear threat and we're seeking to use
That
a
evidence
nuclear
would be
bomb on us?
classified at this point.
Mm.
Oh, that they were using?
Wait,
Well,
no,
Iran-
that evidence would be classified. And what does that mean?
No.
Does classified mean to
I'm-
you
I'm
the
saying-
Trump
I'm saying for the
administration
school.
says it and
No,
that means it
no,
exists?
You're mischaracterizing what I'm saying right now.
I'm sorry.
No.
The evidence would be classified that the school was a facility enriching uranium? I literally asked specifically about the
That's
evidence
not-
for a
that's not
nuclear
at all what I
bomb.
said.
So you would have
That's not
responded.
all what I
So you
said.
would have responded to something that I never said.
No,
Keep up.
I was responding
Comprehend.
to something. I was responding to something he said earlier about the school.
So I asked you a question.
Yes.
You went back in time to respond to
Yeah.
something Ford News said. Jesus fucking
No.
Christ.
You asked me a question mid-response and then assumed my answer. That's exactly what happened.
No, you responded to something that I never said, and then you then opened up with, no, I was responding to something he said minutes ago.
No.
You're not
You're
keeping
wrong.
up with
Can
the
we move forward?
conversation. That's
No,
the problem.
that's not true.
So again, can you tell me what would be classified about
your
Iran being
favorite
an
ar-
immediate nuclear threat?
No, well, that information wasn't classified. That information was in fact put up by the prime minister.
Oh, so that's what I was asking about. So you responded incorrectly to what I asked you. Good job.
No, somebody was
Hey,
asking
fast
about
car,
the
who's
school.
Joe Kent?
Who's Joe Kent? He was
Yeah.
the director for
Cybersecurity, right? For the FBI?
not cybersecurity. It was like an appointee of
Counterterrorism
council on,
Center.
like,
He's counterterrorism. He's cybersecurity and counterterrorism for the FBI.
Yeah,
What was his assessment of Iran?
I was in contradiction with the CIA's and the NSA's.
No. So what was his? What was his? What was his?
Wait,
what was?
so was it?
What did he say?
He said
Answer.
that Iran did not seem to be on the way to a nuclear threat, but like I said,
And said that it was not an
contradiction
imminent threat. Okay, now we're going to move on. What did Tulsi Gabbard
with-
say?
No, we're not.
What
we're
did
not,
Tulsi
we're not.
Gabbard say?
I believe she said she didn't have an opinion.
No, she said that she gave the information to Donald Trump, and that the DNI deemed that they were not an imminent threat, but left it to Donald Trump to make his own assessment.
Well, you-
and his
you
own
recognize
assessment was
that
that they
they're
were an imminent threat. Now,
Great, Ford. Great.
what did Marco
okay.
Rubio state?
Not specifically sure, but before
Yeah,
we
Marco
move on,
Rubio
we're
actually
going to
gave an
acknowledge-
interview.
we're going to
Marco Rubio
acknowledge
actually
that
gave
both those
Rubio
opinions
actually
you
gave
just
an
said
interview.
were- Hold on, stop,
Marco Rubio
stop.
actually gave an interview where he was asked if Iran was an imminent threat, and he stated that Iran was not an imminent threat to the U.S. until Israel bombed them. That was
Yeah,
his
well,
assessment. So
so-
you have
so
three
let's just
dominant
recognize-
people within the national intelligence. You have somebody that is at the FBI, and you
Yeah,
have somebody that
nothing to do
actually
with the CIA,
sits on
right?
Trump's administration, and a former senator that states that they were not an imminent threat.
I think that's
so
what
the
it was.
FBI is the FBI is the go-to opinion on foreign affairs. It's not the CIA or the
I'm,
NSA.
I'm pretty sure he mentioned several people. Did you miss that part where he mentioned several people
Yeah.
in several different departments?
So let's
You
just-
decide to lock
let's-
in and hyper-focus on one of the departments that he mentioned?
Well, yeah.
We can also look at the
I'm
reports
gonna
from
go by
last
point by
year.
point.
They carried on from
I'm gonna
2024
go
into
by this.
2025.
I'm gonna
This
go
was,
by
I
this
believe,
point by point.
March of last year before we blew them up over the summer, or
We're
the
going
three
to go on this
facilities.
point by point.
We have several different outlets that we use, several pieces of international and U.S. intelligence to ascertain that they were not an imminent threat.
What you're saying is in contradiction with the CIA and the NSA's opinion. So
I'm sorry, what did I just say that contradicted their literal opinions that they were not an imminent threat?
That's not the CIA's opinion.
Okay, cool. Tell me the CIA's
And that's
opinion
not
and
the
tell me what
NSA
report that is.
NSA.
Yeah, sure. Tell me the reports.
Well, they testified before saying that Iran is an imminent threat, and that was at the same Senate hearing where Tulsi Gabbard, where he just referenced from.
Tell me the report.
Oh, it's not a report; it's a Senate hearing. It's a director.
It was
of
a
the
Senate
CIA.
hearing. Okay, so can you tell me who said that they were an imminent threat?
The director of the CIA.
The director of the CIA? Based off of what?
He said that it was the Central Intelligence Agency's official opinion that they were.
Jesus Christ.
You know what the top intelligence agency said about Ratliff's actually congressional testimony? What did they say about his testimony about the imminent threat?
Well, the only thing we're proving here is there's differing opinions.
What did they say?
I'm not sure, dude. Tell me.
The CIA top intelligence agents stated that Iran was not an imminent threat, and they do not agree with the characterization that Ratliff gave them during a congressional hearing. You just don't know shit.
So it sounds like there's disagreement. So we should probably go to Iran for the information, right?
Yeah. The comments that he would have made, John Ratcliffe would have made in the meeting, was specifically in regards to their ballistic missiles, and they pointed out to nuclear ambitions, the exact same thing that Pete Hegseth said. He said the threat of nuclear ambition when he was asked about the evidence that proves that they were having a bomb, closer to a bomb, or had the intention of the bomb. He literally just kept referring to their nuclear enrichment. They were not able to prove their ability to go over 60% for the purpose of a bomb. He just repeated rhetoric that Donald Trump and Rubio have been doing this entire time. So I want to point out, and then the DNI, challenged that. Not to mention, you want to talk about the head of it, which was appointed by Donald Trump and confirmed by Trump Senate Republicans. You're leaving out the individuals who worked with the CIA, the CIA during that entire tenure, and even additional people who had been hired on. They all affirmed that what he was saying was incorrect. They did not agree with that assessment. So you can bring up the head giving rhetoric. We're talking about actual proof and evidence that was determined by other agencies, including the CIA, before this one appointee got the position.
No, what you're implying is that the sources you're saying are like the ultimatum. And
I'm implying that the people who are working there for years and their whole job was to investigate those claims and assess them being a threat, that are going to take their positions and opinions more than the new guy on the block who is aligning with Donald Trump's rhetoric with no evidence. The director can only provide intelligence that his team gives him, that the employees under him gives him. There was none whatsoever.
Yeah. To me, it's the Radcliffe is completely logical. I mean,
what was logical about his rhetoric when his own intelligence agents were not able to ascertain or provide proof of his claims?
And they were asked. They're asked to give details, and so was Ratcliffe, and they could not give details.
That's correct.
Ratcliffe, when asked what imminent threat did they pose, he would not answer the question.
Nuclear ambition. The threat of nuclear ambition.
Yeah, well, I mean, Iran themselves are saying they have 60% enriched uranium. So what percent do you need for a reactor?
It's 60%. They've had 60% since 2021. If they wanted to build a bomb and have it, we would have had not only intelligence on that bomb, but they would have used it if they were, quote unquote, an imminent threat. You're missing that point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
according to Donald Trump. Oh, wait, okay, so they wouldn't have used it.
No, but it would allow them to attain such a position of leverage in the Middle East. Would hurt the American economy.
Got you. Cool. Which again is unfounded and unsubstantiated. So, anyways, can you tell me again why you believe
that nuclear weapons protect your country?
No, that's not what I said. No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
That
they would have used it in that fashion.
So now
they would have used it in that fashion.
What was the enrichment in 2017? What was the enrichment in 2017?
2017. Not particularly sure. I didn't follow this.
3.67%, according to the JCPOA. It was 3.67%. They could not go over the 5% threshold during the JCPOA, which we lifted sanction and gave them economic, stimulus type things. And then we also did a free trade with them, allowed their oil to flow freely.
That's correct.
3.67. And according to the IEAA, according to the
if we were as graceful as you're claiming, so if we were as graceful as you're claiming,
if you go Google IAEA and Google JCPOA 3.67%, you will find that I am factually correct.
Go Google. I'm not disputing that.
Hold on one second. Hold on 1 second. Hey, you shut the fuck up. Big W's in the chat to Crystal for the $3 Venmo. This admin has double tapping boats, double tapping a girls' school, showing victims' name in the e-files, protecting pedals from consequences. These are people's freaking lives, you asshat. How can you be okay with the unjustifiable killings? 6,000%. 6,000%. Again, his unapologetic faith in Donald Trump and his appointees when they have a well-documented history of lying their asses off is insane to me, and the lens he was going to justify their actions. W's in the chat to you. The reason why I had to tell y'all to shut the ever-loving fuck up is to give one big, fat fucking W in the chat to Janet. Thank you so much, Janet, for the $200 PayPal. Janet said, heard you needed some new equipment. Yeah, my computer's struggling right now. Hope this helps. By the way, I've been on several lives lately already, and I must warn you, the bats are busy today. Janet fucking WCU, thank you so much for your donation. I'm going to need to see all the W's in the chat. All the W's in the chat to Janet for her donation. I appreciate your support. Yes, this month I am going to get a replacement of this computer, and you just helped significantly, Janet. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate your support. Please do me a favor. Make sure we take care of Ford with some TikTok gifts and whatnot while you're here. If he has his links in his bio, hit that up as well. We want to take care of him for the information that he's sharing here. While you're at it, to anyone else who wants to support the platform and the message that we're sending here, please feel free to hit up the links in the bio. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Hector Talks with 2 R's and Cash App and Venmo. And PayPal, Hector Pal with 2 O's and 2 R's. And those of you over on the YouTube side, super chat, super sticker, or consider becoming a member. Let's get back to this guy. Jesus Christ. So anyways, you've been unable to, yes.
Just say that anybody that actually donates to my GoFund, I'm actually in Omaha area and Council Bluffs area. There's teachers that are significantly low on school supplies going into the school. So 100% of any donations that are going to there and any coins that I get are going to the Omaha, Nebraska area school districts to help with school supplies, because teachers continuously take money out of their own salary to pay for school supplies, and that is absolutely unacceptable.
Can you tell me the name of the GoFundMe? I'll post it in the Discord.
Let me see if I can. Can somebody go to my GoFundMe? And I don't even.
I can do it on my backup. I got it. I can do it on my backup.
Okay, I don't know how to do all that. I'm like not as smart as you on that. I can give you political data and give you data all the way back to 1858, but I can't figure out how to fucking operate my GoFundMe. People ask me all the time. All I know is that how to get it from there to the bank by hitting deposit.
You don't have a link tree. You just have your Cash App.
Oh, well.
God damn it.
Sorry, bro. My bad. I'm not really good at technology. I just found out that I can actually pay. I can attach my debit card to my phone just like a week ago. So
what?
I'm going on mute.
Just send me the information where we can. W's the four. Send me the information where we can. We can get that posted in Discord and help you raise a couple extra $100. That's fucking crazy. No, we're gonna leave that alone. Back to this moron. Okay, cool, great. So what does the Trump administration have to do to stop you from supporting him? Because I'm kind of over listening to you continue to justify murder and low information for strikes.
Well, yeah, you haven't pointed out that what happened in Iran was like in violation of like Geneva Convention.
I'm sorry, you don't know the Geneva Convention and its rules. So in order for us to blow up or strike an area, what is the goal of striking that area? What is the information that we need to have beforehand? What would have to be the justification for the strike? Please tell me.
Just military necessity.
Military necessity for what?
That's it.
For what? Military necessity would have to have a basis of whatchamacallit? I'm blanking on my words now. The military necessity is for a reason. What is the reason?
Military necessity is the reason.
Military necessity for what?
It's like it could be in an area where they're like trafficking military supplies. Could be where they're storing weapons.
Oh, got you. So it would have to be to stop trafficking, to neutralize a threat in part of an ongoing operation for the curtailing of terrorists or something that's working on behalf of the interests of the United States. Okay, cool, great. There would be reasons. I don't know why you struggle so hard to bring that up. There would be these reasons, and their whole reason is we are neutralizing the threat of Iran and their nuclear ambitions. The whole reason was that we were curbing them so that we can bring them to the table to make a deal. That would be the reasoning. That would be the military necessity of the strikes. That's the fucking reason. That's literally what the Trump administration, the Department of War have been telling us. That's what the orders they've been giving out. Cool, great, wonderful.
Not the reason they struck the school.
I know that's not the reason they struck the school. That's exactly what I'm getting to. They struck the school because of old intelligence. Did you know that?
Old intelligence?
Did you know they did not have updated information on their strikes and what was in the region before they struck it? They did not assess the region to tell what was there before they put out the strike.
So
The Department of War was so incompetent that they couldn't give updated intelligence of what was in the region before they blew it up.
Yeah, well, it's like the information they had in front of them at the time, which would have been the most accurate information.
Information a decade old would be the most accurate information. They were given an increase in their budget, and they're currently trying to raise it up to 1 point. Thank you so much, Andy. That's such a pretty gift. Debbie's in the chat to Andy. Thank you for the Skydrift. We're literally trying to increase their budget to $1.5 trillion so they have outdated information for their strikes.
Isn't that a reason to increase the budget?
The budget.
God bless you.
The budget where it sat wasn't the reason they had outdated information.
It's not. I mean,
do you think it makes sense? Do you think it makes sense to blow up an area that the last time you were able to tell what was there was 10 years ago?
it depends on the evidence, right?
There was no evidence. There was no evidence. That's the point.
So now there's no evidence, right? You said they were using old evidence. Now there's no evidence.
It's not evidence. Oh my God. If you have a map, a scan, whatchamacallit, of a area and an alleged IRGC center that was there 10 years ago, 10 years ago, you can't use that as evidence for a new strike because that in no way, shape, or form would be palpable for the strike. It is a decade old.
Yeah, well, like I said, it was
Do you know the difference between, very great point, Emmy. Do you know the difference between evidence and intelligence?
I mean, like a photo would
Intelligence can point you in the direction. Evidence would be proving what the intelligence would be saying if the intelligence made a specific claim.
Yeah, and I mean, this seems like myopic at this point. Like I don't know if there's a lot of wars where like a tragedy like this doesn't happen. I think it's bad. Like, however,
you're missing the entire point. You're trying to dismiss them as just a casualty of war when they struck this area with old information. It's one thing if it was an honest mistake and oopsie, but when you go into battle, when you decide to make these strikes to prove a point with a decade-old intelligence, you don't get to just summarize that as, oh, just an unfortunate casualty. People did not do their jobs. People did not do their jobs before they struck the area. And with those kind of people at the heads of all of these weapons, that is more than enough reason to believe that they are incompetent and they should not be trusted to perform any other strikes in the region without accountability. Oh, I believe you, Savvy.
I disagree with that. I think if you look at like the history of war fighting, like there's things that are remarkably cruel that we do.
Okay, and you support that cruelty. You literally support that cruelty. You support them getting an increase in their budget without any limitations or curbing or accountability. Yeah, we voted for people who ran off of, we voted against the people who ran off of no new wars and then walked that shit back in 2 seconds. We voted for the people who actually do try to respect international law so that we don't go out and commit war crimes. We voted for the people that ensured more of our tax dollars are spent here in the United States benefiting Americans versus fucking over people abroad. That's the part that you're conveniently leaving out of this conversation, and you're justifying recklessness. You're justifying incompetence because it serves your side. You're justifying war crimes. So what possible energy could you give to Biden or you can give to Obama if you're standing on this action today?
No, I'm not justifying incompetence, right? That's why I'm asking.
You are. You literally are. We brought up the fact that it was old intelligence. We brought up the fact that they were unable to prove what they said. And your response was casualties, unfortunate. It was necessary, military necessity. You've been justifying it this entire time. So I don't know why you're playing stupid now.
No, I'm not. Like that's why I was asking.
You are.
Statistical relevance.
Hey, Fastcar, do you know the events that unfolded that particular afternoon?
Do
you know the details?
The great arbiter of it.
Yeah. So when we originally attacked mistake or not. Let's just say the first attack, mistake or not, like faulty intelligence. We know that it was faulty intelligence, but when we attacked the first time, there was a scatter of people moving in that particular area, which we later learned that it was a school. AI, our military AI, seen that and ordered for a double tap. So while there were 165 students, and about 15 faculty members, a second tap from our U.S. military, who was supposed to have military intelligence superior.
Before the double tap,
it was 33 minutes. It was 33 minutes.
They were students. Hold on, do you think they knew?
It was 33 minutes.
That's not what I'm asking you, dude. I'm not asking you how long.
Yes, I do think they would know. I do think that AI, or whether or not, if it was students or not, that the U.S. #1 military in the world would know. The U.S. military would have a flyover to assess what that was when it was 165 bodies. And then we double tapped on it and unalived 165 children, 15 faculty members, and you're up here trying to justify this when there are children at the ages of 8 and 12 that died.
Yes, it's tragic, but to act as though I could have been in that situation and been better, like that to me is.
If you were a general, what would you order? What would you ask for?
Well, if I was relying on the information that they were given, I don't know if I would have acted any differently.
What if your Secretary of War eliminated? What if the Secretary of War eliminated the department that assesses faulty information and assesses strikes before they're taken out?
That doesn't sound very competent.
Because Pete Hegseth did that. He fired the top officials and U.S. military officials that actually assessed old intelligence, and that they actually updated that intelligence. He got rid of them.
And he replaced it, right?
No, he fired them.
Oh, wait, so now
part of the
downgrade. God, you guys don't know things.
Not an area that doesn't.
You just don't know things.
Yeah, so there's not a compartment that analyzes these things anymore. Is that your claim now?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think so. There's an AI department that does this, but that doesn't exist now. So like, I've been trying to follow your argument here.
What do you mean follow my argument?
Well,
are you slow?
You're claiming that there's an
AI. We don't use that word over here, Ford.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
His elevator doesn't go all the way upstairs.
Can I say stupid?
Yes, you can say stupid. He's very fucking stupid.
So you've made the claim now that there's like an AI that they're using to assess whether they need to strike again.
It's
but you're
not
also
my
making the claim
assessment.
that AI doesn't exist.
The U.S. military uses AI.
For us to use
Does the U.S. military use AI?
Yeah, they use Palantir. They use.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the program specifically from Palantir they use is, but.
Okay, so they use AI, right?
Yeah. So.
Okay. So if that AI is wrong, if that AI happened to be wrong, because we know that AI can be wrong, who would typically then check that? Who would check that?
Stop.
Yes or no
you
question.
just made the claim out that there is no department that assesses these strikes, which is, to me, it's like we're talking about a department that assesses strikes, and you're saying, "Oh, we fired them all."
Because Hegseth fired them.
Literally.
So what I'm asking you, follow the conversation. If that department was intact and still intact, would they have assessed that target beforehand?
So
yes or no?
Do they exist? Do they exist?
Would they have assessed it? Would they have assessed it? Would they have?
So it's now your claim is it's completely automated.
Would they have assessed that target if Hegseth had not have fired it?
Oh my God.
Again, if the AI, that department is still here, would they have assessed it? You just can't answer questions.
No, you're just double speaking right now. So I'm does this department that assesses these strikes, do they exist right now or not?
Hegseth fired them.
Lieutenant General Jeffrey Cruz. Do you know who Lieutenant General Jeffrey Cruz is?
No, I don't have
the head of the Defense Intelligence Agency. Thank you so much, Nancy, for the Galaxy. That's the first one there. W's in the chat to Nancy. Appreciate your support. And what was his reason? Excuse me, not his reason. What was the reasoning for his firing? Do you know?
Was it over the strike or?
This is actually a couple months prior, but the Defense Intelligence AG would be one of the people who would have departments for exactly what Ford was saying. The reason for his firing was because of the contradictory claims that he put out against Donald Trump. Do you know what those claims were?
What were they?
The contradictory claims that he put out, that after the strikes that we did over the summer of Iran's 3 nuclear bases, I cannot remember their names for the life of me. I know one of them was Fatan's. That we only set back their nuclear program by a few months. Donald Trump said we completely obliterated Iran and their nuclear capabilities.
Petey.
TD, you're on the line. Hold for a moment. And because of his reports that showed it was only set back by a few months, he was fired afterwards. Fast forward to February of 2026, February 28th, specifically when we're blowing them up again. Funny enough, when we blew up their bases, I'm not fucking done. February 28th of 2026, when we literally blew them up again under the exact same thing that we said we obliterated last year. If anything, what would that prove? Would that not support the claim that if they were an immediate nuclear threat and we completely, or we didn't completely obliterate them and we only set them back by a few months, and then a few months in February we struck them again? Who was right in that scenario? Who was right? Please share with the class. W's in the chat to Angie for the $10 Venmo. Please send Ford 5. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much, Angie. I appreciate your support. W's in the chat to you.
So, what's the name of this guy you're citing?
I literally just told you the name. Jeffrey Cruz. You're not answering my question. You're worried about names. What was my question? What was my question? What was my question? Answer questions, my guy. I'm so sick and tired of you answering questions with questions. It's very specific. I literally gave you the scenario that tells you how fucking honest he is. If he said we set them back by a few months, and a few months later we blew them up again for the same reason we blew them up over the summer of last year, what do you think that proves?
Well, it's proven to me that like you live in a reality where it's like you're cherry picking information. Because
what the fuck did I cherry pick?
Because now you're quoting a guy who's saying Iran is an imminent threat, and
no,
you're
I did not quote a man who said. I'm sorry. Did Jeffrey Cruz say they're an imminent threat?
No.
Didn't you just say they're months away? That was his quote.
No.
What's his quote then?
Look how fucking stupid you are. If you listened, you would have heard what I said. Comprehend, my guy. That was fucking embarrassing.
What did he say?
Holy shit! I cannot believe you just responded with that, dude. Fucking listen.
Because I was listening to Hector. What Hector said was, Donald Trump was stating that the U.S. completely destroyed Iran's nuclear capabilities.
And what was Cruz saying?
Jeff came out and said, no, that's not the assessment that we have, that we only set them back 6 months. Their nuclear program, 6 months.
Oh.
Reading comprehension and listening comprehension apparently is not a good trait for you.
So why are we trusting this guy and why are we trusting Joe Kent? You seem to be conflating opinions or contradicting opinions.
Did I ask you to trust anything, or did I tell you to look at the evidence, which would have been substantiated when we blew them up again for the same reason?
Oh, so Iran is in the state where they're not and are a nuclear threat. It's like an interesting take. I guess this is pretty nuanced.
The guise of them being a nuclear threat is made up by the Trump administration with no evidence whatsoever. Them enriching uranium doesn't inherently make them the imminent nuclear threat that the Trump administration keeps professing them to be. Jeffrey Cruz said that we set them back by a few months, we blew them up again, which would confirm, if anything, his take. And also, setting back their nuclear program doesn't automatically mean that they were enriching it for the purpose of a nuclear bomb. Because if that was the case, we would have seen fruit of said bomb since 2021, where the last report we had showed they were enriched at 60%.
Yeah, that's so insane to me. So,
what is insane about what I just said?
Oh, because you're citing Cruz as an honest actor, and then now
I've cited several people as being honest actors based off the fact that they've been able to prove what they said. You keep citing people that can't prove a damn thing.
I haven't cited much people, actually. I don't think
You
I've-
literally have with every single one of your rebuttals or justifications for the things we keep telling you.
No, the only justification I provided was like the one about like LOAC and Geneva Convention.
You tried to excuse the fishermen's deaths. You tried to excuse the Iranian schoolgirls. Only God knows what else you'd probably make excuses for, too. Anyways, can you address anything that we've said directly before you try to find more ways to spin yourself out of this dog walking here? Address the fact that the Trump administration has no proof for anything. None.
Joe Kent. Cruz is an honest actor.
Joe Kent,
However,
Tulsi Gabbard, Jeffrey Cruz, CIA agents under what's his name? Why'd I blank on his name?
Radcliffe.
John Radcliffe. All of these people would be infinitely more equipped than the talking heads that you keep referencing to prove that Iran is not an imminent nuclear threat. And they would actually have the information to substantiate their claims, or at least their belief system going along those lines, versus the Trump administration, who is getting their quote-unquote intel from Israel, who's been saying for the last 30 years they've been doing this shit.
Well, I mean, so now you want to bring in the question of like Mossad, which is like the most regional intelligence.
You're so desperate. You're grasping for straws. You just look for any new thing that you can lean on versus actually addressing exactly where we are right now, which is that the Trump administration is lying to you. Can you tell me how your life has improved since Donald Trump has wasted over $30 billion in the region? Can you tell me how your life will improve or how inflation is going to be impacted by the additional $80 billion that they just had passed in Congress? Can you tell me how your life is going to improve with the gas prices that we've seen spike, which directly brought up agriculture prices for our farmers, and the billions of dollars that we've been spending to bail out our farmers because they can't afford to keep up anymore? Can you tell me how any of that positively impacts you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think securing a petrodollar is like relevant to the dollar. For fuck's sake. Oh, whoa, he's got like a ethical explanation. Dude, why you get upset at that, man?
Okay, so which one is it?
Do
Do we need to ramp up a bunch of wars to secure the petrodollar, or can we actually make America great again and stabilize the value of our dollar with no new wars? Which one is it? Because it seems like you guys will find every single fucking loophole to justify the Trump administration and their actions, and the fact that they're failing. Do you know how much the dollar values decreased since Donald Trump has taken the Oval Office?
Relative to other global currencies?
Relative to other global currencies, 11%? I believe it's 10 to 11% from last year.
As far as I know right now, like we're hampering China significantly, and Iran's economy is hurting as well.
China actually
they're
had
trading less.
That's false. China had a 5.4% GDP growth.
In what year?
This year and last year.
And how many years have we been in the war? And
questions on questions. Questions for a guy who doesn't know things.
Well, no, you're saying one statistic, and I'm trying to like ratify it. I think it needs context, right?
I'm sorry, what context do you need for the correction of your lie?
When you say GDP increased, like it's kind of important what year it happened in.
He told you.
Oh, you said this year and last year. So this war's only been on for a couple months. I think China's manufacturing is severely hampered at this point. That's not to say it's like completely eradicated. I'm not saying that.
How have we hampered China's manufacturing?
Do you know what China's targeted GDP growth is this year? What they think they're going to grow?
What they think? No, I'm not sure. I don't really watch Chinese news.
So do you know what they grew in quarter one?
No.
You don't know, do you? 5%. You know what they grew? They grew in quarter two. That just released for China, like literally days ago.
Yeah, it's still manufacturing is down. I mean, that's
so. No. That's not what I asked you. What is their GDP growth as far as that being released just days ago?
Yeah, let me look up.
W's in the chat to Crystal for the $5 Venmo. Drop it like it's hot. That part. Thank you so much. W's in the chat to Ren for the $14 Venmo. I hate him. Make his weak-minded, unknowledgeable, fake piece of deep-fried shit go away. Thank you. This guy has a lot of questions for a guy who can't answer any, and we've gone all over the place. They don't know things.
Here's the answer to the question. It's 4.3%. And you know what they stemmed it from, Hector? Is they said that it was advanced manufacturing, electric vehicles, EVs, and semiconductors continue to outperform other industries. So when he's talking about the manufacturing is down, it's because some manufacturing is shifting to EV and semiconductors. He just does not know what he's talking about.
Literally. Literally. Thank you so much, JG, for the gift you just sent over there on YouTube. I appreciate you. I don't get to call those out as much because they show up weird. Thank you guys for the gifts. To anyone who sent the digital gifts, I have not been able to read them. I apologize. But to every last one of you, you're greatly appreciated. This is ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. Just citing things that he doesn't know.
So they've gone from 5% to 4.3% right now. And
what was the U.S. growth on GDP?
In the last quarter?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
1.5%.
I'll be right back.
So we were a third. We were a third of what China's growth was. Now, why did they state
the growth?
What did they state in their GDP report, China, as the reason for their increase or for their GDP growth? What pushed it?
Not sure.
Manufacturing, EV, and semiconductors. You have no idea what you're talking about. Manufacturing actually increased to actually help out their GDP. Now, what decreased it
adjusted,
what
right?
decreased it was retail spending. You just have no idea what you're talking about. I literally could cite this shit off the top of my head.
And right now China has higher energy costs, right? So how are they going to
prove that they have higher energy costs? What's the energy cost increase for the United States currently right now? What is it?
What's the statistic you're asking?
What is the energy cost increase for the U.S. currently? Energy cost. What's the increase? I can't believe people got to come up on panels and Google this. Are you looking it up? Because I've already got it up. I've already been able to pull up the EIA. And of course, if you don't know what that is, it's
what's
our energy.
what's China's?
What is it? What is China's? What is ours?
You said you have it up.
What is it? You just went to Google. What the fuck were you Googling? How to bang your cousin and get away with it again?
Just want to answer the question. Like, can we trust you? What's U.S.
13 to 18% is the residential electricity increase. It's about the consumer prices and residential natural gas is about 3% increase.
What's China's?
You don't know?
What is it?
Then why would you make the claim?
What's China's?
Google it.
You do it, dude. You're really good at this.
Did he really? He's the one who tried to argue it. How do you argue something when you don't know the numbers?
Because it's like pretty obvious that.
Hey, out of Joe Biden and Donald Trump, which president was the best when it comes to the national debt and balancing the deficit?
By the way, China's energy cost is about a 0.1 yen. Basically nothing. You buffoon.
That's correct.
Yeah, sure. I trust that data, dude. Is that for like?
Do you know who pulled that data? Do you know who pulled that data?
Who?
The U.S. government, and they used they had actually investigation by Yahoo Finance to pull up that actual data, and they showed that it went up 0.1 cent of yen, while we went up anywhere between 13 and 18%. You just don't know what you're talking about.
Debbie's in the chat to Kristen.
The entire world is paying more for oil except China. It's
fucking dope. Debbie's in the chat to Kristen for the $10 Venmo. A message for your cute face. Thank you so much, Kristen. Hi. Also for the drop pool. You deserve better than these troglodytes. I love that word. W's in the chat to you. W's in the chat to you. Yeah, I want you to answer my question when you get back, buddy. Which president was better for the national debt and the deficit? Donald Trump or Joe Biden? I'm curious. I have never met a more audastic, moronic, empty-headed base and group of people than Trump supporters in my life. These people will literally argue shit that they have to spend the entire time Googling up.
I can't believe he made the claim about that China pays more in oil when they actually pay about anywhere between $80 and $85 per barrel, and they have about 1 billion barrels of reserve.
That part.
I bet he doesn't know the difference between Brent and WTI. I bet he doesn't know the difference between consensual and unconsensual either.
Oh, that one probably reigns much stronger than the first. Definitely on that one. Oh, man. I think he's going to run.
You hear him out there, they said, we love spicy Ford. They're wanting the spicy Ford
every
to come out.
statistic is oil, the prices increased for China purchasing. So, I mean, I don't know where you're getting your statistics from.
So where does China buy from? Do they buy from WTI or do they buy from Brent?
Not sure.
Jesus Christ.
I just know Iran is a huge supplier.
They pay 80
I don't
to 85.
care.
They pay Brent prices. So if Brent is at 80 to 85, that means that's what they're paying per barrel. How in the fuck do you not know that Brent is the world market and WTI is the US? How do you not know this?
Wait, so is Brent only exchanged in yuan, or WTI is
Brent is the
exchanged in US
world
dollar?
market. Brent is the world market. US always has to be different and have their own type global, which is WTI.
So if oil is purchased in Qatar, like, is that WTI?
It's global.
It's global. Well, I mean, I don't really care what market it happens in. Like, for the security of the petrodollar, I care that it's exchanged in US dollar first.
This can't be real life.
Like, do you guys not understand, like, the fact that we're able to just print off money like it's nothing in this country and not really
we
suffer
printed off
much
more during
inflation?
the Trump administration in January 2nd of 2020 when he printed off $3.1 trillion.
It's almost like there's an exorbitant need for US dollars in the Middle East that, the dollar isn't created there, right? And we're able to just print off money in relative space, like,
W's in the
much
chat
lower
to
rates of
Lauren
inflation.
R for the $5 PayPal. This guy has no moral compass and cruelty is in his DNA, just like his daddy. I'm surprised he's one of the few that didn't call Donald Trump daddy today, the way he's slurping him off. W's in the chat to you. And W's in the chat to Lee for the $10 Venmo. Thanks for trying to educate the uneducated. Sometimes I wonder why the fuck I do. W's in the chat to you guys. Thank you so much for your donation. Thank you so much for your support. We are like, listen, did you answer my question yet? Which president was better for the national debt? Adding less to the national debt and then reducing the deficit. Donald Trump or Joe Biden?
George Washington.
I said Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Those are the options. Which one of those presidents were better?
What do you mean? The debt is always
Out of
increasing
Donald
every year.
Trump and Joe Biden, which president was better for adding less to the national debt and reducing the deficit?
Wasn't your argument earlier for apprehension?
I asked a very specific question. I asked a very specific question. It requires a very direct answer. It's a Donald Trump or Joe Biden. You bringing up more presidents, adding more records to catching substances is completely separate from how we budget.
Dude, calm down, bro.
Answer the question.
You and I
Or do you
both
not
know.
know?
Like, you and
Hey, dumbass. It's okay to say you don't know.
Dude, stop
I
it.
encourage you to say that you
Stop.
don't know.
Take a
You will
deep
look
breath.
infinitely
Take a deep
better.
breath.
You will look infinitely better by saying you don't know versus trying to dance around it, being a fucking pivot patriot, or answering from a place of inaccuracy,
Somebody's
which you've been doing this
spicy,
entire
dude.
time with
So
most of the questions that you've actually attempted to answer. Do you know?
No.
Do you know?
Yeah. You want my answer?
Do you know?
You want my answer?
Do you know? Shout out to
Yeah,
Michelle.
you want my answer,
Do you
dude?
know?
Let me answer, bro. Okay, yeah. So you and I both know that the federal budget increases
Not an
every
answer.
year. So
Not an answer.
yeah, great.
Yeah, I didn't ask you about the federal budget increasing every year. That's crazy. It's almost as a separate conversation.
Yeah, it's almost like that's the relative fact, and so it's like
What was the
Bush's
debt when Trump
administration
took office? What was the debt when Trump took office? This administration. What was the dollar amount?
Is it 30, 32?
No, it was $36.2 trillion dollars.
Christ.
What is it now?
36?
What is it now? It's 36.2 trillion. Yep, it's
40?
40.4 trillion.
And what's the value
Do
of
the
the United
math.
States?
Do
What's
the math.
value of the United States?
Do the math.
What's the value?
That's not the
all right,
question.
if you're
That's
talking,
not
if you're
the
talking
debate.
about credit, right? If you're talking about debt, that's relative to credit. So, like, what's the value of the United States? I mean,
We've
people
surpassed
estimate it
it.
at like 230 trillion. Like, that's the value of all our land and our assets. So, I don't see. It's money that we are.
How much
to
did
invest in
Trump
the country.
increase the? How much did Trump increase our debt year over year? How much did he? How much? In his first administration?
In his first administration?
Yeah.
Probably like 8 billion. But is that a trend that's like
Billion?
unique?
Billion?
8. I'm sorry, 8 trillion.
Yeah, it was
It
8.4 trillion.
would matter if that's,
What was
it would
Biden's?
matter
What
if
was
that's a
Biden's?
trend that's like unique.
What was Biden's?
6, 7? I don't know.
Yes, that's correct. Trump owns 28.6% of our total debt.
Yeah, was that a trend that's like unique? Or
Go ahead and answer the question. Or did you not know that either? Did Ford just teach you something again?
no, you didn't hear the answer?
No. Yeah, you were incapable of answering, but you're going to answer to that no. Wow, look at that. I love how dumbasses want to say they weren't taught something when they can't answer simple questions.
No, I'm just not going to answer.
Yeah. Here's what I want you to do. Here's what I want you to do. Have the day you voted for, you fucking pig. W's in the chat. W's in the chat. To Angie for sending the final dollar. Please, for our sanity, drop him. Thank you guys so much to the supporters. I appreciate y'all's support. Jesus fucking Christ. Holy fucking shit. Brainless people trying to debate things they do not know kill me. And let me be clear. I match energy and I try to match what the person knows. So if you come up here genuinely and you ask questions, that's one thing. He was not asking questions for the purpose of learning. He was asking questions. I forgot what it's called. I forgot what it's called. But when someone doesn't have an argument or rebuttal to something, so they'll just ask you 1,000,001 questions to get you to trip up, to basically unpack your argument versus actually addressing it. Whatever the language is for that. That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing.
You scalloping?
Yeah. Yeah. Jaden, did you vote for Donald Trump?
No, I did not vote for him, but I did at one point support him.
You did at one point support him. What is your point now?
Yeah. So like, I have a complicated view.
Thank
on
you,
Trump. Is it
Queen.
cool if I-
W's in the chat to Queen. Thank you so much for clearing out the DJ glasses. Thank you so much, Bill. It looks like we got some Bill Raiders here. Some Block Raiders here. Thank you for y'all. Thank you for y'all and the roses. Appreciate your support. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, sorry. I was just gonna say, like, I have a complicated view on Trump. Is it cool if I quickly run it down?
Sure.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, at the time of the 2024 election, I couldn't vote at the time, but I did have support for him. But I mean, obviously now I could vote, but the election's over. But basically, as time went on, like I think in June 2025, when the 12-day war started and the U.S. bombed Iran, that's kind of when I withdrew my support. But I'm still I still have disagreements with you. Like I'm not a Kamala Harris supporter.
Kamala.
I'm right wing. What?
Kamala.
That's what I said.
No, you said Kamala.
Okay. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So I still disagree with you. Like I'm not a liberal by any means. I'm still very right wing, but I just don't really think Trump held up to his promises. So I didn't vote for him, but I did have support for him at a time. But yeah.
I don't really argue with people and their personal feelings and what they believe. I argue against policies that overwhelmingly support Americans. And the Republican Party, as it sits today under Donald Trump, does not legislate or work on behalf of those policies. So whatever your Republican or conservative values are, that's between you and whoever you fuck or whoever you love. That's your business. I'm not here to change you from being a conservative.
Do you support ICE?
No. ICE is a domestic terrorist group.
Well, yes, yeah, I don't agree with that. We could respectfully debate about that if you'd like.
Yeah, cool. If the government gives you a free pass to kill Americans and protects you from prosecutions and justifies it by aligning the people you killed to be things that they were not ever substantiated to be, I would then argue that would make you exactly what I said. State-sanctioned domestic terrorists, state-sanctioned gang members with badges.
Yeah, I don't view federal law enforcement as domestic terrorists. I think that they're doing their federal duty. What's up?
They're federal immigration law enforcement.
Yeah.
They have no authority over U.S. citizens. I just have one question. Do you know the difference between an administrative warrant and a judicial warrant?
Yeah.
Who signs an administrative warrant? Who assigns an administrative warrant?
Well, judicial is by the judge, right? So I assume that an administrative warrant is done by someone in the administration, right?
Holy fuck! I can't. Yep.
I mean, I might be wrong, but I haven't looked at it.
You're definitely wrong. So it could be signed by somebody in ICE.
Okay. Yeah. So and then.
So what? Yeah, so what type of legality do they have?
They have the legality to deport people who are illegally in our country because they're federal immigration law enforcement.
Are they allowed to enter citizens' homes
without a warrant? No.
Without a judicial warrant?
Yeah, I said no.
Right? Okay, so then why are they doing it?
I don't think they're doing it. I mean, if they were doing it, no, they're not. Because if they did do it, look at that lady that Mamdani went to the White House and freed. She was in technically some sort of public. She wasn't in her own home.
What's that to do with
what?
Because you just said that they're going. Can I finish, or am I going to get interrupted? You guys made like 5 different points.
Yeah, sure. Finish.
About one. Okay, so what the host Hector, that's your name, right? You said that. What did you say? Oh, you said that they're killing Americans in the streets. First off, if you're talking about like incidents like Renee Good, she doesn't look. Federal law enforcement or immigration law enforcement that's federal, they're going to carry guns, right? If you try to run one of them over with a car, they have the right to react in self-defense. What's ICE
policy? What's ICE policy when it pertains to a car?
What's ICE policy? Don't walk in front of the car or something like that.
Yeah, so if the Department of Homeland Security's own policy states that if they're in any type of engagement with anybody, that they are not to place themselves in front of the car. Now, which way was Renee Good's car tires pointed?
It was like curved. It was forward, but it was curved.
Away from the ICE agent, right?
Not true at all. No, that's not true at all.
That is true.
He was walking around. No, he was walking around the car, and she just boom went forward, but with the curve, and she hit him. And she hit him, and so then he shot back.
You literally, in Jonathan Ross's own phone camera footage, you can see her turning the steering wheel in the complete opposite direction of Jonathan Ross, which that alone debunks your stupid fucking claim of her trying to run him over and him shooting in self-defense. Jesus Christ, you guys have got to get the goddamn boot out your mouths.
I don't support Trump, but I support ICE. I support getting legal immigrants.
Yeah, get ICE's boot out your mouth.
So because I disagree with you, I have ICE's boot in my mouth? Like, what the fuck?
It's because you're literally sitting here justifying the murder of an American citizen is why you have the boot in your mouth.
It wasn't murder.
Yeah, it was. It was shoot to kill, and there was not self-defense.
Dude, we're talking about in the instance of a few seconds. You can't. It's not shoot to kill.
So why did he shoot?
Coming at him.
So why did he shoot?
Because he saw a car coming at him. You know how all of this would have been prevented?
Okay, got you. So he shot at the car because the car was moving in his direction, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me what shooting at a car does to change the trajectory of the vehicle at that distance?
It doesn't. Luckily, he didn't get killed. He was on the
Oh,
corner,
it
on the
doesn't?
edge.
Wait. Hold on.
It
So
stops the
shooting,
person. It stops the
so
person.
shooting at the person driving the vehicle who you allege to have been going in his direction doesn't stop the trajectory of the vehicle. So then what was the purpose of shooting at it?
So that she would, if it hits her or if he doesn't die, right? He knew he's at the corner of the car, right? Where it hit him a little bit, but he's lucky he didn't die. The point of shooting that Renee Good, I think that was her name, was because if it hits her, which it did, right? It killed her. If it hit her in self-defense, the car, she wouldn't have control. She wouldn't be able to control the car. Look at what happened to the car. It just span off to the, I don't know if it was the left or the right.
So shoot to kill.
What?
I don't think you understood what you just said. You absolute
defense.
fucking Waldner. Oh my God.
Not
in defense.
Yes.
You would be defending yourself, which means there would have to be grounds for defense, which means you would have to have a chance to defend yourself. How do you defend yourself against a vehicle moving in your direction, allegedly, if shooting the person in the vehicle does not change the trajectory of the vehicle?
Do you agree that when he shot her,
you're not answering my question?
You know
what the fuck happened?
This is called a picture. This is the only pew pew that went through the front. What side of the car is that on?
Well, I can't see the full car, but yeah, you're right. Only one bullet came through the front, and the other two came to the left windshield.
Is that on the side of the window?
Well, I can't. Once again, I can't see the full thing.
Towards the side, you can see the headlight, right?
Yeah, it looks like it's on the front. Once again, it's not very clear.
This is the headlight.
Screen.
This would be the side mirror, right? So
yes.
That means it barely went through the front windshield, correct?
Okay.
Where did the fatal shots come from?
From what? It came from his gun. It came through the front and it came through the
came through the side. The fatal shots came through the side.
I thought all bullets hit her. All the bullets hit her. Did it not?
The ones that went through the window were the fatal shots, meaning the vehicle was already passed.
The car, the shot that the officer, I forgot his name, the ICE officer that shot Renee Good, the first one, you're telling me it didn't hit her.
This one right here hit.
Yes.
Would be physically almost impossible to hit her unless he was standing clear over here. So now it's your claim. Now is your claim that he was clear over here. So the first shot, he was 2 foot off to the side.
So if you look at the guy's video, right? The ICE agent's video, right? Yes. He was on the. Hold on. He was on the. After he was hit. After the first shot. As he was getting hit, he shot the first one through the window. Then shot two.
Were here. That's where the fatal shots were.
I think all shots were the fatal. I think all shots hit her. She would have been dead with the first shot.
Oh my fucking God.
Sir,
you guys aren't listening.
What is a fatal shot called? What is a fatal shot? What's the definition?
The memorized definition. I don't have the memorized definition of a fatal shot.
What does fatal mean?
What does fatal mean?
I would just assume that it means it's what killed her.
Correct.
Okay.
So the ones that were to the side through the door, how would you be able to pew somebody through that side window? Would you be standing aside of it or in front of it?
He doesn't have to be fully on the side. He could be on the corner.
Again,
is what I'm trying to say.
Are you going to be the same as the last person that was up here that couldn't answer one simple question?
I'm answering it.
Side window.
I just answered
would you be standing to the side of the car or in front of it?
Do you know what corner means? I said to the corner, which is where he was, where he got hit.
So in the front corner to shoot through the front window?
Oh my God, dude! The car is turning. The car's at a curve. It's going forward, but it's at a curve.
So the car was turning away from her, or away from him.
Once he was at the corner, but when he was walking, no.
Either you're going to go by two different defenses. One is going to be
gosh.
It went through the window because he was turning away and he shot at an angle. Or the second one is that the car was already past him and he shot through the window and unalived him. Which one did you unalive her? Which one are you going with?
I'm going with all the first bullet would have unalived her, but the two.
No,
also hit her. They were both.
According to the experts, the two that went through the side window were the ones.
What experts?
Medical experts.
The people who ran the medical examination on her.
The
ones who ran the medical examinations on her. They said that.
Yes.
I that's not at all what I've heard at all. So I don't know where you're getting that.
Yeah, you heard that she turned the steering wheel towards him to run him over. You heard that too. After you saying that his own camera footage. There's no fucking way you saw that if you watched Jonathan Ross's footage.
Pull up the video. Pull up the video then. Pull up the video. Let's watch it together.
Hold on. You saw footage of her turning the steering wheel in his direction?
He was walking around the car.
It's a yes or no question. I don't know what that has to do with my question. You saw footage of him, her turning the steering wheel towards his direction.
Initially, yes. When he was on the other side of the car, when he was walking, then he got to the other corner of the car.
The other side of the car? He was on another side of the car, having Renee Nicole Good turn the steering wheel in his direction on the other side of the car?
Yeah,
Which side was that?
Listening.
Left side or right side? Left side or right side?
You're not listening to me.
Left side or right side?
I can answer. I'm going to answer your question.
I'm listening very well. Left side or right side?
Why don't you pull up the video?
Left side or right side? No, I'm going to pull up the video. Left side or right side?
Okay. What left side or right side? What? When he shot her?
You said you saw her. You said you saw her turning the steering wheel in his direction when he was on a different side of the vehicle. Which side was that?
When he was walking.
When he was walking. When he was on the opposite side. So the right side.
Yes.
So on the right side, you saw footage of Renee Nicole Good turning her steering wheel in his direction.
Initially, yes, and then he walked over.
Initially,
he didn't know.
Initially, okay.
Oh my gosh! See, you're not listening. No, show his image. Show his. Yeah, you can look at that too, but show his video recording.
Where is he in this image?
Dude, I can't see your fucking your recording. It's so hard to see it.
I'm
pulling. Where is he on this image?
Have the host screen share. Have Hector screen share. I could barely see. I assume that's him. I can't. Bro, it's fucking blurry. I can't see.
Let's just back it up a little bit here.
Okay. It's still not very clear. It's through your lens.
He's gonna play games with the quality. It's fine. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up. It's fine.
Yeah, you can get better quality on that side.
Jesus Christ.
I will tell you, the video shows that by the time she took off, he had already passed the front. I just watched it 5 times. And that she had turned to the right.
All right, here we go. Shit, my computer's gonna lag. It's fine. Let's see.
The Trump administration says that the deadly shooting of a 37-year-old.
Just go to Twitter and find the video. Just search it up.
Trump supporters are fucking.
You have an image blogging. Oh yeah, there we go.
And they love a police state. Tread on my rights, daddy. You fuckers are weird. Okay, here we go. So let's pull this up here and crop that here.
And here's another photo. Is he at the side of the vehicle or is he in front of the vehicle?
Yeah. Love it when people debate watching the footage that doesn't show anything that they said.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. My connection cut out. Can you say that again?
Oh, bad.
Is he on the side of the vehicle here or the front of the vehicle?
He's here right now on the side, but I'd like to play the video. Play the video.
Newly released cell phone video obtained
Okay,
by
there we go.
CBS News for the first time shows the ICE agents' point of
Right.
view and what are likely Renee Good's last words. The agent, who appears to be filming this with his cell phone, approaches the car. Her car is blocking traffic. He circles around to the driver's
Car is not
side.
blocking traffic.
As
It
Good's
was.
wife, who is also filming, tries to get inside the car, other officers
There you
rush
go.
toward the driver's side door.
What the fuck do you mean? What the fuck do you mean? There you go.
No. You said that it was pointed to the left, right? That's how. That's why I said it was at a curve.
What
right?
was my question? I literally asked it several different times. I said, are you saying there is footage of her steering wheel being turned in his direction on the opposite side of the car? You said yes, on his right. This is him on the right with the steering wheel turned completely to the left.
The opposite direction, to the left.
Okay, but the car is still
Admit
like
that.
it's not moving.
Concede that part, that the tires are turned the opposite direction of
The
where he's
tires are
currently
turned to the
standing.
left. Yeah, okay. Yeah. The tires are turned to the left.
Continue on.
Let's keep going.
Good seems to try to back up and then drives forward just before the same agent fires.
Back it up just 1 second where it shows her turning her steering wheel to the right prior to moving
I'm
forward.
going to slow it down.
Forward just before the
I'm going to slow it down.
Good seems to try.
Pause right here. Just gonna slow the speed down and watch him pretzel his way out of this one.
I can't see the tires, by the way.
Just to make sure. Just to make sure we literally can based off the other footage, but okay. This alone proves the point. Anyways, everyone look closely at Renee Nicole Good. Keep your eyes on Renee Nicole Good.
Her hands and the steering wheel. To the right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Boom. Your argument's over.
Yep. No, how is my argument over?
He turned away. She turned away.
He's in front of the car, so he's walking around.
She turned away from him.
Right, but how did she still hit him? Because he's still walking around.
She didn't hit him.
And he's
There's
still
no
at the
proof
front
whatsoever
corner
of that claim.
She didn't hit him? Are you fucking
Nope.
serious? Okay, you're just making stuff up.
Nope.
Now you're just lying.
I'm sorry.
Dude,
Where's your evidence?
That video
I'm
shows,
sorry. Where's your evidence that he was hit?
The video. If you play the full video, it'll show. It's at a square right now. I can't see.
Did.
No,
this is
square.
literally the entire video. I'm sorry, it was in portrait mode, dumbass.
Again,
this is the entire fucking video.
Yeah, and it shows him getting hit. Why are you denying?
Where in this video does it show him getting hit? How could you tell he was hit in this video? Tell me.
He literally suffered bruises from.
No. How in this video? How in this internal bleeding? That's fucking insane. Can you tell me where in this video can you tell he was hit?
If you play the full video at the end.
This is the full video, you dumbass. Can you tell me where in the video can you see him getting hit?
At the part where he goes like, oh, I mean, I don't know how to describe it.
What do you mean, oh?
Why would he shoot her then? That you're telling me he just shot her for no reason? That's fucking stupid.
That's the whole goddamn point we've been making.
Yeah, well then you're wrong. Then that's.
I'm sorry. You keep alleging somewhere in this video it shows him getting hit. That's not true.
Yes.
And this was confirmed by all of the cameras and the people recording around him. The photos that we have of several people recording. Shut the fuck up when I'm talking. Shut up. We have all of the footage that clearly shows that he dropped his phone. The bump that you guys think, the drop sound that you ascertained to be a hit of the vehicle was not substantiated, but with the other camera angles that showed that he dropped his phone. That was the sound that you heard. Like you turn your let's do it right here. Let's do it right here. Hold on. Let's do it right here.
Because he got hit.
Let's do it right here. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's just delusional. You don't even think he got hit.
My backup up here. I just want to prove something really quickly.
I think the video does show that he leaned forward.
Oh, that is correct.
All right.
Which is jaded what I said initially.
Here I am. I'm on my Android phone. Okay? I want you to tell me what sounds it make. What was that?
A dropping sound?
What was that?
Yeah, a dropping sound. You caught the phone.
That was a dropping sound? That would be the sound of you picking up your phone, right?
What? You dropped it into your own hand.
Not picking up. Grabbing your phone, right? If you dropped your phone, that would be the sound of grabbing it, correct?
If you dropped your phone and caught it, that would be the sound, yes.
Okay, great. Grand, fantastic. Okay.
Cool. Let's go over this audio again. Shut up. Let's go over this audio again. Let me put the playback speed back. Let's put the speed back. Let's go back a few seconds. Let's turn the volume up.
Get inside the car.
Oh, shit. This one has the audio over it. Give me a second. Let me find the raw footage. Because you fuckers keep playing games with me and justifying murder. It's fucking sick. W's in the chat
my wallet was pickpocketed.
Stupid ad. Wesley for the $10 super chat. Reminder to everyone, ICE are not police. They do not have jurisdiction over citizens. Therefore, any attack on citizens by ICE is definitionally unjustified. Much love. Exactly. These people don't know the law.
Yeah, but they can't block
W's in the
agents.
chat
They
to
can't block
MDX.
agents.
Shut the fuck up when I'm talking. Shut the fuck up. I'm not talking to you, bitch boy. Shut up. W's in the chat to PDX for the $2 super chat. ICE agents are murderers escaping justice. 6,000%. W's in the chat to PDX once again for the $5 super chat. ICE dude is moving counterclockwise around the car. Lady is moving counterclockwise slowly to get around him. ICE agent shot through driver window. Yeah. Say it louder for the ones in the back. Let me put this back up on the screen. And this should just be the straight audio. Go back.
Wife.
It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later.
We're closely following an operation. Ross has no body cam. He's using his cell phone here. Good's wife says,
Get yourself some lunch, big boy.
the car. Her wife yells at her to go. Ross is...
What was that sound?
That sound was him, the phone dropping, yeah.
Oh. So can you tell me once again where in that video could you ascertain how he was hit?
Why did he drop the phone?
What do you mean, why did he drop the phone? He dropped the phone because
Because
he
he
was
got
reaching
hit,
for his
bro, because he got hit.
firearm.
Oh my gosh, dude. The phone was in the other hand.
I dropped my phone twice during this live.
Yeah, you guys are just dishonest. You're not even letting me make my points.
You have no points.
I have no point. Dude, okay, can we look up if here, let me open my computer. I'm gonna look up what's the ice agent's name? Do you guys remember his name?
Jonathan Ross. Oh yeah, we do have the other angle here. Do I have
Ice
to
agent.
Ross is now.
This one's in portrait now. Let me expand it.
And I think it's spelled JONATHAN.
Give me a second to crop this.
ROSS Ross. I don't know why you wouldn't come to debate knowing his name.
Yeah, it's kind of fucking wild. Yeah, I'll keep it that wide. Actually, no. Let's do this. Because this is the part right here that matters. This one right here.
Now in front of the car as Good reverses.
Right here. You can
Gun
see
already
under
out.
this region. Gun out.
Then
drives she moves forward. She hits him. You don't see him get hit?
There's no hit.
No.
There.
He's leaning forward.
Oh my god.
Just stop being
searched it
biased
up.
for 1 second.
I'm not.
I really want to go back. I want to make this point really super duper quick.
Go ahead, buddy.
If your argument is that she hit him, and that was the self-defense for firing into the vehicle, it would be based off of this hit. What does that say if in this footage here, he leaned into the vehicle? The only reason why he could have potentially, allegedly, unsubstantiatedly gotten hit is because he leaned into the vehicle. And with that being said, if you only got hit after you leaned into the vehicle, that means you shot before you got hit.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You literally said yourself that the car tires, when she turned right. That's what both of you said, right? And
yes,
he
the opposite direction of him.
Right. But once again, it was going forward, but a little curved to the right because the tires were turned to the right. You guys said that, right? When he saw the car, right? Once again, we're talking about in the moment of a few seconds, right? Split seconds. He sees the car come forward. That's why he leans forward so he could go to the side of the car.
He leans forward. In this angle, where leaning forward would be leaning into the vehicle. Why would you lean into the vehicle?
So, if you didn't get hit, can I read to you? I have CBS sources, KTVU.
Excuse me, answer my question.
Wait, I'm proving.
Why would he lean into the vehicle that is going the opposite direction of him?
Okay, I don't know why you're yelling, all right?
Because you're not answering the question. Answer the question. You're not.
Okay, I will. Relax. Let me answer. So the reason he leans forward, it's not that he leaned to the car when the car was
What do you mean not that he leaned to the car? What's in front of him?
Oh my God.
What's according to you? What's in front of him?
You just said it was curved to the right, correct? So when he goes forward to the right,
first off,
he leans.
we're talking about what it said. It's right here. It's right in front of your face.
Okay. Oh my gosh, dude! You just won't let me answer.
You're not answering. You're responding with stupid shit that's irrelevant to the fucking point.
Okay, you don't like what I'm saying. You don't. It's an answer. You just don't like it, and it has.
It's not
validity.
about.
I'm trying to read you the report.
What validity? Go ahead. Tell me the fucking validity.
I'm trying to read. Okay, before this, you asked me that question. I'm trying to read you.
I'm sorry. What are you talking about? Reports. Here's the footage here. What are you talking about? Report. Is this the part where you read the report that they put out that he suffered from internal bleeding? Is that the report that you're trying to reference? Is that the report you're trying to reference? And where is that report? And where is that report? CBS News. CBS News reported on what? CBS News reported on what? CBS News reported on what?
Can I?
They reported on ICE telling them that. Where's the actual medical report?
That he suffered internal bleeding? I mean, I don't have it on me, but
no one does.
Okay, so there's no medical reports out there? I don't have it on me, but what I do know.
Do you know what internal bleeding means?
Internal bleeding to his torso after being struck by Renee Good's vehicle on January 7, 2026. That's literally a fact.
Yeah, it's a fact that they allegedly put out this report that no one has been able to substantiate. They reported it to the media. There is no report. There is no record. Not to mention, internal bleeding can be a bruise. A bruise that may not have even came from Renee Nicole Good.
Bruise.
Oh, did you not know that?
Oh.
Did you know that when you
wow.
bruise, you bleed internally?
It's just a bruise.
Did you not know that?
It just happened.
Did you not know that?
Right after
Did
this,
you not know that?
It happened to his
Did you not
torso.
know that?
He got hit in his torso.
Did you not know that?
What internal bleeding is.
Did you not know that?
I know. I'm answering. Do you see? You just shout the same thing over and over.
Yeah, because you're just rambling on with a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, you don't like what I'm saying. That's it. You're not.
You don't know what you're saying. You're brain dead. That's the fucking problem. You're a brain dead child justifying the murder of an American civilian, and you've been unable to prove a single goddamn thing. We put the literal footage right in front of your face, and you're making up shit. You initially didn't know what you're talking about when you lied and you said that she was turning her steering wheel in his direction. His own phone camera footage proved it. You then lied again. You then lied again when you said that the steering wheel was turned in his direction on the right side of the vehicle that he was circling. We proved that part wrong. You then lied again when you made the claim of how he was whatchamacallit, when it came to the shots fired in the direction of it, you didn't know which one of the bullets was the fatal one. You don't know what you're talking about.
So I messed up the directions, and I agreed to that when you guys showed the footage. I said, yeah,
you've been messing up a lot lately.
But no, that's the only thing I got wrong. Everything my point still stands. My point was absolutely correct. She turned it to the opposite way, but he was still in the front of the car, at the corner of the car,
because he was walking in front of it,
so that he could. Oh my God! See, you don't want to let me finish. See,
I know what you're. I'm sorry. I know what you're saying. You keep saying the same shit over and over again. You're missing the point.
Why are you mad?
Why was he circulating? I am mad because stupid fucks like you justify murder. I am mad because stupid fucks like you will go through lengths and hoops and bounds to justify someone shooting you in the face. I am mad because I am sick and tired of you fucking bootlickers doing the same shit day in and day out. There is a child, her fucking daughter, who will never see her mother again, and people like you think it's okay just because she's on the left, just because she was impeding on the operation. What the fuck does custody have to see with seeing your kid?
Because she was a deadbeat. She didn't even see
You don't know what the fuck she was. Don't fucking speak about. Shut up. Don't speak on her. Don't fucking speak on her. Shut the fuck up. You know what the fuck you're talking about. Shut up. You're a fucking pig, and you support pigs, and that's the entire problem. And this is a free kick. Get the fuck off my live. Get the fuck off my live, you goddamn bootlicking pieces of shit. What's next? Alex Preddy had a gun on him? What's next? Tell me, what's next? Alex Preddy had a gun on him? He deserved it, right? He was going to fire on them, even though he was legally permitted to have it, and they took the firearm off him before they lit him up in the goddamn back? What the fuck is next? What the fuck is wrong with you people, man? Holy shit. I typically don't talk about Renee Nicole Good because this is how I get. This is insane. This is fucking insane. They literally make up stuff. W's in the chat to Jesse for the $5 Venmo. Why does this caller love being loud and wrong? Hector, you and your co-panelists have shown him repeatedly. He's wrong. I don't know if he suffers from cognitive dissonance. To quote Michael Jordan, stop it, get some help. What he suffers from is bootlickinitis. W's in chat to PDX for the $5 super chat. He jumped out of the way. He was safe when he shot her. Even if she tapped him, still murder. The whole point is, let me be super duper clear. For the sake of the argument, let's say she did hit him. Whose fault would it be?
According to DHS policy, his.
No, think about this. Whose fault would it be?
If he did get hit, would it be his fault?
Why would it be his fault, Ford?
Because he violated DHS policy.
Oh, interesting. You mean the policy about walking around vehicles, moving vehicles specifically? There's even additional policy. I believe it's on the DOJ that goes over the DHS, I-16200. And that is where you are not to engage with a moving vehicle. Like if the vehicle was running away to escape, you are not authorized to shoot into that vehicle or anything. Because number one, shooting a vehicle doesn't change its trajectory, especially at that proximity. And secondly, the only reason you should have to do so is if someone else was an imminent threat. So if you popping into that vehicle was to stop some harm or change the direction in a meaningful way. Obviously, none of that was valid here because he was leaning on self-defense. That's the entire argument. It was self-defense. You can't defend from something you put yourself in. a situation you put yourself in.
So I'd also like to address the fact that he said that she was a deadbeat mother, and I'd like to make a statement that was made by the family on both sides, even the children of the of her exes. No, Renee Good was not a deadbeat mother. Family members on either side said neighbors report and describe Renee Good and the other families of the 37-year-old mother as an active primary caregiver to her 3 children at the ages 6, 12, and 15. Prior to the incident, she was dropping off her youngest son at school. Her couple of her kids did live out of town because of a previous marriage in Colorado, but she was not a deadbeat mother. This is according to the family's statements.
Imagine going to that length to justify her death. Also, just because you don't have custody of your children or you do not live with your children doesn't make you a deadbeat. Do you know how many not single parent, you know how many parents do not live in the same household? Does he think every single parent lives in the same household? Does he think co-parenting is not a thing? People who literally see their childs regularly, but they do not live with them? What the fuck are we doing? Fucking gross. Fucking gross. Yeah, you guys can... never mind. W's in the chat to PDX. Thank you so much, PDX. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Dude, this one is insane, and the shooting of the Alex Preddy makes me fucking mad too. These MAGA heads are Sofa King blind. Sofa King blind. Keeps speaking the truth. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. I missed one here. Shit, I missed it. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see.
There's also a false claim in that thing that that her significant other, that the children were taken from Renee Good because of abuse. And all that is false. It actually, if you go to fact check, it says Renee Good did not have her children taken away. Claims circulating online that she had lost the custody of her children removed by authorities is false. She lived with and cared for her youngest child, while her older child lived out of state with their father and family by arrangement in Colorado. I don't know why people have to continuously just read something that somebody made up online without actually going and looking at the family member statements to get the truth.
They made it up. They made it up. What happens, guys? What happens every single time there's a police shooting? You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to specifically speak on black people. What happens every single time a cop shoots an unarmed black man or unarmed black woman or a child? What happens every single time? What happens, guys? They pull up the record. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Even if that person had a sketchy past, it's crazy how much lies come out of what they say. George Floyd, for example. We already know George Floyd had a sketchy past, but the shit that they literally created to justify his death was insane. They make up stuff to excuse themselves. Insane. W's in the chat to Wesley for the $5 super chat. Ross had 2 hands on his weapon when he fired. That's why he dropped his phone, to put his second hand on the pew-pew to stabilize his murderous shot. Yeah. He thought because if it was on the other hand, he didn't use both hands. Yeah. Oh, this person was arrested this time. Oh, this person may have had this issue with a partner. Oh, this issue that. As if that justifies the murder. Do you understand you can use that with literally anyone? Someone can shoot and kill me today, look back in 2007 when I said some stupid shit, I don't fucking know, and then use that to make me out to be a bad person. And the problem with that is that it shifts the blame. And then that same officer, that same ICE agent in this example, can go back out into the streets and do the same thing with the full protection of the United States government. Or a 1-year-old. That's correct. I forgot the name of that child. Shit, what is the name of that child, man? I need to know that name. Give me a second. I absolutely need to know that name.
Yep. Oh, God.
Shit.
Oh, my God. I can't handle it when I can't remember something.
It's just a lot. Cohen Wiley. Cohen Wiley. I absolutely need to start memorizing this name. All the names, but this one specifically. Cohen Wiley. Where officers are justified. People are making excuses for officers shooting into a vehicle blindly and killing a 1-year-old because they stole a pack of Pampers. Allegedly, there was no evidence. I believe there was a receipt. There's a receipt of the Pampers. Come to find out they weren't stealing anything at all. And there are people still dancing around the fact. You can put this shit in front of their faces and they will still make an excuse. And quite frankly, if I wasn't... I am never going to wish the things that Trump supporters justify to happen to them. But, oh my God. That energy would go out the window if it was you. They look at people that they don't like, or better yet, it's not even about people they don't like. These people justify the debts of Republicans sometimes, the debts of their own, if it means that agreeing with the left on this thing is going to make them actually self-reflect on their vote. That's the whole point. Even if it was, this is what I'm trying to say with Renato Colgood. Even if she did hit him, that would be his fault because he got in the way. Even if this woman, Cohen, why did I forget the last name just then? Cohen Wiley, stole a pack of Pampers. You lighting up a vehicle over Pampers, you don't need to be in the field. You don't need to be in the field. Oh man. I'm almost certain that I scared all the Trump supporters off. So should we raid Erica? Erica's live. Erica's live. I don't think I have the patience for another Trump supporter, to be honest with y'all.
I can go tell her to open up her refrigerator again. Do you remember that? She said, Ford. She said, Ford, we're going to talk about this on the backside.
Fucking ridiculous, man. I do not talk about Renato Colgood. I typically don't talk about Renato Colgood. Erica and I had a rule on that for a long time because it's the same thing every time. Millions of fucking times. Not millions of times. I would argue tens of maybe hundreds of times. We had to put this footage up. We had to show it, put it in their face. We played it. We showed it. We broke it down. We showed different screenshots. We showed the different angles and everything else. And they will still argue something that doesn't exist. And that damn report that they put out, let's take a second to talk about that stupid fucking report. If it actually exists, it was doctored. I'm going to say it. If that shit exists, it was fucking doctored. How long did it take before that came out? From the time she was shot, I believe it was February, to when that report came out of the internal bleeding. How long did that take? Interesting how long it took for them to do that. Interesting how long they stopped and fought to release other angles. It's interesting how Republicans voted against the subpoena in the law enforcement subcommittee that would have required them to turn over all information that they had related to the shooting, which would have been his medical record. Let me be clear. But it didn't exist at the time. That shit was bull. The shit was bull. Then you had Tom Homan talking about how Jonathan Ross is in hiding because his life was in danger. The fucking murderer. Man.
Needless.
Anyways, we're gonna do. Yeah, he did leave the scene, and he was walking away just fine. His hands were just fine when he was reaching for everything. Do you guys remember that? Actually, hold on. Let me play that. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find the long camera footage of this. String from scene. What's going on with your mic, Ford?
Oh, I was switching from Wi-Fi to data and then turning my boost on.
I got you.
I live out in the boondocks, so there's like nobody like around me. Switching my Verizon on.
I'm trying to find the video here of him afterwards suffering from this quote-unquote internal bleeding. Got it. Doesn't excuse withholding medical attention either. Yeah. They tried to help her, or they tried to go assess the situation. They would not let them through. Why do you guys think that is? Maybe because they would have gotten some additional evidence that they could have used against Jonathan Ross if the United States government wasn't protecting him. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, now my boost is on. Okay.
This was Mr. Hit, Mr. Bruised, Mr. Internal Bleeding, Jonathan Ross afterwards. This was him.
Shame! 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 Shame!
That hand looks fine.
Shame!
That other one is on his holster. Looks pretty good. Can you guys tell me what angle showed him going ow or shaking his hand or holding it or anything else? And he's walking just fine. But yeah, because that's what they initially tried to go with. They said it hit this half, and then they changed it to when they saw the top leaning in, they said it hit one of his hands. Not a limp, not nothing. Not a limp, not nothing. But these people want me to believe what the Trump administration says versus what I see with my own goddamn eyes. Yeah, that shit gets me angry. That shit gets me angry because it's the same shit they've been doing to other people and specific demographics when it comes to police shootings for decades. It makes me fucking angry that you can see something with your own eyes and you will still make an excuse. Meanwhile, child has to grow up without her mom. Her friends and family members can't speak to her ever again. And then you know what the Trump administration came out and said? She was a domestic terrorist. She was following around ICE.
And to walk that back too. That was the craziest part.
They sure did. They sure did. When they said that she was whatchamacallit, that they were in an operation, nope, come to find out they were going from a location to another and they were stuck in the ice. That's why they were there. Then they came out and said she was a part of this one group that was doing that they walked that back. Then they came out and said that she was what did they say about her? That she was known to have been like anti-ICE and like had threats against them or something. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. And these are the people who want to talk about First Amendment, First Amendment. Until you're protesting against them, then we can shoot you. All right, we're going to do this final call. Trump supporters request up in the box. You are the demographic of people I would hate to have a conversation with, but whatever. If you're over on the tube side, you can call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. This live, shit, I didn't read this, Shelby. I'm late. I'm so sorry, Shelby. This live is a place for Trump supporters who regret their vote to come up here and express all the reasons that they chose to get up off the MAGA plantation. Or if you are a Trump supporter who does not regret your vote, you think he's doing an exceptional job, you think ICE is good, despite most evidence proving the contrary. God damn it, I should have just ended. Oh, never mind. We don't answer unknown numbers. You guys, if you're going to slur and call me names, you're going to do it with your phone line open. Here's my face. You can look me up. You can find me if you wanted to. If you're going to slur and talk crazy to me, you're not going to do it from an unknown number.
Here I had on one of your pairs of shorts, the 2 plus, to get back to 2 + 2 = 4 shorts. And somebody actually complimented me at a IHOP and asked where I got those shorts. He was like, "That's pretty funny. Where did you get those shorts?"
W's. Yeah, I haven't done a full PSA in a hot minute. Guys, the link in my bio is going to be the best way to support the platform. You can do so from several different ways. One of the free ways is that you can follow me on all the social media that I am on. It's going to be Instagram, where I post the videos I put up here, and YouTube that I dual stream to. I'm not answering unknown numbers, my guy. I'll just cut the number off if you call again. Okay, there we go. Let me remove that. So make sure you're following me on Instagram and YouTube. Hector Talks with 2 R's. Hector Talks with 2 R's. The Facebook, unfortunately, and the X is coming soon. Join the Discord community. We are over 780 members strong. The Discord is also free. You may choose to subscribe there. It's a great help, but the Discord is free. A lot of the information you hear me cite up here will be posted in there. We have movie nights, so on and so forth. And now you can go to my shop, hectorshops.com with 2 R's, and get several different pieces of merchandise that we have available, from the Kamala Would Never Make 2 + 2 = 4 again, 6,000%, 10 Magaments line, or otherwise. Hectorshops.com with 2 R's. And then finally, links in the bio. Links in the bio.
Hello.
Are the best way to support the platform. You can wait. Best way to support the platform directly. Direct donations to the Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. Also at Hector Talks with 2 R's or PayPal, Hector Pal with 2 O's and 2 R's. Please make sure we're taking care of Ford in a little bit of time we have left here. All of your coins and the donations to his links, he will be putting towards a GoFundMe that's helping raise money for school supplies for teachers. So that is a great cause. Please make sure that you give him some donations as well if you would like. And YouTube, you already know what to do. Hit the like button on the stream, subscribe, turn on notification bells. And if you want to support the platform, super chat, super sticker, or consider becoming a member. Kaysen, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes. Well, no, I didn't because I'm 18.
Okay. W's in the chat to PDX for the $2 super chat. Ice murderer dude probably punched his leg a bunch. Yeah, I would. Please, David Yearn put his hand in a reflecting pool and had the entire government down his back claiming he was a vandal, right? Claiming that he vandalized the pool. All charges were dropped and the Trump administration is still lying and disagreeing with the evidence or the lack of evidence to support their claim. I do not underestimate, and I hope none of you do, the lengths they will go to protect their asses. Cool. So you did not vote for Donald Trump, but you support him. Tell me what you support.
I support his view on abortion. I support his view on there are only 2 genders. I support his view on ICE. I support his view on making America great again and just the overall like border control, everything.
Who is one of Donald Trump's best friends? What's her name?
Donald Trump's best friends?
One of them.
One of
What's her
them?
name?
Probably
What's her
Melania Trump. That's his wife. I would assume they're best friends.
No, which one is a transgender that's one of Trump's best friends?
I'm not really sure. You can have friends
Okay,
that
now hold on.
believe
but
different
I
than
want
you.
I want you to understand that.
Wait, hold
so
on a
Donald
second.
Trump doesn't-
What is your year of birth?
My year of birth, 2007, August 28th.
It's 18.
Yeah, it's 18.
Sound right.
Why? My birthday is literally in a few days.
They don't believe you. The chat doesn't believe you.
Sounds awfully young.
Okay, then you can kick me out of the stream, but I'm 18. I mean, if you don't believe me, you don't have to, but then
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Not to mention I was about to go back and forth with this child about abortion. Literally the video I uploaded today. I'm tired of debating men on abortion. I'm really over it.
I don't debate it. It's the only topic I won't debate. I would debate my mother over a peanut butter sandwich, but I will not debate AB. Yep, I'm a man. I don't, that's not my place. So I literally, when people want to debate me on, because they know I'm a debate bro, I say that's the one topic that I won't touch. If you want to debate that with women, because it doesn't affect me.
That's valid. That's valid. Now my throat is sore. Let's raid Erica. Let's raid Erica.
Can we type in a chat, open the refrigerator when we go in? You know she's going to know who that came from.
All righty.
Okay, let's not do that. Let's not do that because she will have my ass. Nope. Let's not. I don't want no smoke from Erica.
Now you started. You got to finish it. So we're going to raid Erica, y'all. Okay? We're going to raid Erica. And we're not going to say Hector raid. Okay? We are going to say open the refrigerator raid. All right? That is y'all's job. Your one job, YouTube and TikTok, is to raid Erica and say open the refrigerator raid. What the fuck is the relevance of the cookie raid? What am I missing here?
You said coochie.
I know, that's crazy. What is a cookie raid?
Bro, you just had me about fall out when you said coochie raid. Oh shit! Oh my god, I got tears coming down my eyes right now.
No, we're not doing a coochie raid, Mel. You stop that shit. You fucking stop. You stop that. You stop that. What am I missing with the cookie raid? What is the significance of cookie? I don't get it. I don't get it. Because they wanted your cookie? No, we're not doing that. Let's do open the refrigerator raid. Open the refrigerator raid in Erica's live. YouTube, thank you so much for being here. Actually, no, fuck that. Let me be clear, y'all, really quickly. I am never going to apologize for being passionate. I'm never going to apologize for getting angry. I love it when you guys, like, when I say you guys, obviously we're not talking about y'all. Actually, I saw some friendlies even complain. Fuck you too. I am self-employed. I get to act how the fuck I want. I get to respond how the fuck I want to people justifying murder, to people supporting bootlicking. If you want to listen to debates where no matter what the other person says, that person just acts one goddamn way, go listen to that robot. If you enjoy robots, this isn't the platform for you. I will be damned. For one, me as a fucking black man have my emotions curbed. And for fucking two, I am not allowed to express my frustration with the demographic of people who, the next time you motherfuckers end up on a t-shirt, they're going to be one saying you deserved it. Sorry. Anyways, thank you so much, YouTube, for being here. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, your subscriptions, your super chats, your super stickers, and your memberships. Every last one of you is appreciated and accepted, and not accepted. Some of y'all are maggots, and we appreciate all the things you do to support this platform. We're gonna end the live here for YouTube. Go rate Erica. I already have it to automatically redirect to her stream, so you are good to go.